Hello? Yeah, I think we're doing it.
Are we doing it?
I think we're doing it. I think it's being done. I'm not 100% sure, but as far as my best guess is that it's being done and we're the ones doing it.
Yeah.
So
I feel like something's being done.
If we're doing
I feel like we're definitely on our way to doing whatever it should be done.
Hello! Will be done. Yes, hello! What's up, Frighten? What's up, Charlie H? What's up, Matt? What's up, Ramirez Art Jam? What's up, Alex Alexis, Charlie H, Ian Zook, Chris Barmonde, Daniel Cooper? There's a lot of names. Tempest Ware. Oh, it's going fast. What's up, y'all?
I'm just some random guy. This is what's fun. I should also say,
Elliot, as far as we're doing it. Go ahead, Chris.
My experience right now, just getting out ahead of it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're first off, lot to catch up on here, y'all. We've been trying live streams through our Patreon a bit, and we've been going through like a software that kind of like,
Adam.
largely handles a lot of the stuff. But then now Jack has fully embraced building our live stream.
I tried to learn OBS. I'm sure many of you have done it, and you were like, "Yeah, it's pretty not complicated." I did not agree. I did a couple private, like 10-person Twitch streams to like test it out. It's happening. Both of them said my name. Hi guys. Hi Zader. Hi Coulter McShane. It's not pre-recorded. What's up, Paul? What's up? There's a lot of names. How's it going? Chris is delayed. Chris is on Zoom. Chris is in a Zoom call, and I'm in a
Zoom
Chris
call
might be a little
through this interface. And for me, my experience is that I hear you in real time, Jack.
Yeah.
On my Zoom, I don't see you.
No.
But I see you
because I hid myself.
Yeah. And I see you on the YouTube stream, which is delayed like 10 seconds. So
yeah.
I feel like I'm like spinning 3 plates right now, juggling, if you will. But I feel like I can definitely like channel my ear energy that I see of you, Jack, and then just give me a heads up if you're going to do anything like visually interesting and cool.
And if
then
I
can pretend to react in real time.
And then I will wait 20 seconds before doing anything else cool.
Hey, Jack, how about we do a high five, huh?
Okay. Nope, I'm going the wrong way. Yeah.
Wait,
screen? Screen's better. Screen's good. Chris is at 3 frames per second. All right. Chris is animated on 2s. What's up, Door Monster? What's up, Friend Computer? What's up, Smexy Rula? Hi, I'm just picking random ones. I'm bad. Jack, do you know that 7 times 13 is 28? Checks out. Are we gonna help write the sketch with them? You're very invited to. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure out what this is. We did write a sketch one time we've been doing some Patreon live streams, and for Christmas we wrote a Christmas sketch with chat. So we figured it was very fun. We had a great time. We figured we'd try doing it again. This time we don't have a great idea like Christmas, so we'll figure it out. But
yeah, I feel like
this might be the sketch. It's true.
The goal today is I think we can accomplish a couple things, Jack.
Yes.
I think we can accomplish saying the first and foremost, I think we can accomplish saying hi to everybody and
one by one
and just wishing all the best and all the love. And thank you for being here and for weathering all of the ins and outs of us releasing stuff on our channel, which we're so excited to start doing again.
Big time.
And figuring out now with our OBS skills, the fact that I might in the future come in at like 12 frames per second.
We're gonna pump it up.
I feel like the second thing we can accomplish here, Jack, is I'm gonna say maybe the greatest sketch we've ever written, and maybe the greatest sketch that's ever existed. I think that's kind of the base level I'm expecting.
I think that's a good goal.
Today.
You know, you want to shoot for the moon and overshoot, and then you land in the stars, which is nice. Are we both fully
by the way,
we are, and we're gonna hang out in person for the first time today. When this is done, we're hanging out. We're fully vaxxed. We're 2 weeks out. We're excited.
Yeah. But for the time being, here we are, separate, enjoying the interface. I feel like I feel good about our chances at unifying all of our minds to create something truly special, sketch-wise. Last time we did Christmas. This time, Jack, what do you think? What are you thinking theme-wise? We should start our brains.
Okay, so we didn't pre-plan at all. The most of this conversation that we had was, should we have a theme? And we were like, yeah, that would be good to have a theme. Let's have a theme. Light beer by Society. And what's in the jar is water. I'm very easy to distract, chat. So when you ask questions, I really get so distracted.
Also, I remembered I had a thing I wanted to. This is a really important thing I needed to point out. Okay.
Yeah.
We were saying earlier, shoot for the moon.
Yeah.
I think that's the wrong phrase. I keep going back and forth.
It's a terrible
on this.
phrase.
I think
you shoot for the moon.
It's got to be shoot for the stars. You land amongst. You shoot for the stars. You might hit the moon. Shoot for the moon. You're not going to ever hit the stars.
It's a terrible phrase. The
stars are gonna.
Nobody likes it. Theme. Some pitches here. The theme is saying hello to I. Hello. I think we could build on that. Colin Davidson suggests theme. And Manu07 suggests a whole sketch that ends in a Yo Mama joke. We'd have to have a whole nother world. We have another reality. We build an entire sketch, and it culminates in a Yo Mama joke. Jeremy Potter, I saw you at McCall's the other day. I helped you buy things. You work there. What's up, Jeremy? McCall's, the best butcher shop. I used to live directly across the street from it. Like, it was right across my window, and now I've moved. But I still go back for McCall's. Chris has taken some notes in a Google Doc. The delay was we were trying to do Collaborate in Final Draft, and we had that all set up. And it's very hard. It didn't work. So here we are. Look at this, guys. I have another thing set up to show you. It's a browser, and it's a Collabo sketch, and it's a Google Doc. Here was the one theme that we had talked about, Chris. Chris's beloved Momor, which is Danish for mother's mother.
Grandmother, mother's mother. If you have a grandparent, I think it's a great way in the Danish language, they break it down. Father's mother, fa-mor. Father's father, fa-fa. Mother's mother, momor. My momor.
Your Momor, by the way, real quick, good pitch here by Demi Pixel. Shoot for the Moon is the title of the sketch, and it's about a villain who takes things a bit too literally. I like that.
Oh, I like that.
Incredible setup. Right. Thank you. I'm so much more comfortable typing in Final Draft, so I'm sorry, y'all. This was the best we could do, but I'm glad you liked the setup. We have other options, like I'm gonna just show you my OBS things real quick. Here's one where it's just me. Here's one where it's just Chris. Here's one where it's a black screen. I don't know, just in case. Here's one where we say we'll be right back. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool.
It's such a delayed experience for me over here. I wish, if I knew when it was my solo screen, I would have done something interesting. I watched myself just kind of like sit and process kind of information as my solo moment. I would have been excited to have made a meal out of it. I feel like, Jack, you've got a whole world for us to explore in here, which is so exciting.
Yeah.
I feel like is there a way that we can also do transitions and music at a point?
Yeah,
we should
Chris,
make this really produced.
Okay, fuck. Dude.
Yeah, where are those things?
Dude. There absolutely is. The origin of a concerningly specific "do not do this thing" sign. I like that pitch. A sketch about time delays. Sokka joins Blue Man Group. I don't know if we can clear the rights for any of that.
Or we go so hard with just throwing out so many properties and so much IP that it's too much. The litigation would just be too complicated that then we get away with all of it, right? So we just throw in a Michael Jackson song, some Beatles IP, just get it all in there.
My mic was.
It was time delays, and then you said what? Time delays, and then what was the other? Suggestion
there was a pitch of a person with real life lag living. Taylor Witt pitches someone who's experiencing internet lag in real life.
Right.
Inventor origin stories. Something with a butcher shop. We can use all of our McCall's knowledge.
Love that.
Could you keep the stream exclusively on Chris's face? Of course. Yeah, no problem. Perfect. Good suggestion.
Yeah.
So Chris's Momor is turning 100, and Chris is about to head off to Denmark.
Yeah. Momor, 100 years old. She just sent the formal invite in the mail, handwritten. Very thrilling. Can't turn Momor's invite down. So she's turning 100, and so I'm going to Denmark to be at her birthday next week, which is wild. Also, fun fact: I asked her what's the secret to a long life. She replied very quickly that it's coffee and cake.
Oh,
so,
beautiful!
How about that?
One
she's
thought,
probably a cake connoisseur by this point. To be honest, she's had at least 100.
100, and she sticks to it just for birthdays.
Yes.
One thought was we write a sketch that we think Momor would love. That was my when you said something about Momor, that was my immediate thought of like, what do we think? Either a tribute sketch to Momor or something that would just we're going to interview you about her taste in sketch comedy, and
a handwritten letter from 100-year-old Momor as the opening of the sketch. Also interesting. Momor could be a character that exists.
Beautiful.
The idea of a sketch that Momor would love is very satisfying. Also, that is funny. That is funny, actually, because my grandma is the sweetest woman. I mean, everybody says that. I believe this is true. But there was a thing I asked her at one point. My brother and I were curious, like, what her favorite movies were, because we didn't think she would like watch movies or anything like that. She's just got a very small apartment in Denmark and kind of lives a very simple, routine. And we asked her like what her favorite kind of movie was, and then she said, without missing a beat, she's like, "Oh yeah, anything with murder."
Okay. Very good to know for our sketch here.
One more. That's good to know. All right.
Right, one more. A very murder-intensive sketch. I like that.
Yeah. All right. Likes true crime. likes true crime.
I think. Let's just say, no matter what theme we go with here, and we've got some fun pitches. Whatever we go for, a good prism to view this through is: do we think Momor would like this? I think that's a reasonable question.
I think that's a general thing, and I'll also bring this document with me to Denmark and ask her that question. I'll read it to her. I promise I'll read it to her.
I would love for you to read this whole sketch for Momor and live cast her reactions, please. Thank you.
I very well am going to do that. I'm going to film her and I'm going to ask her what she thought of that sketch, and we're going to post that to our Twitter. That's what we're going to do.
Action film where a very determined grandma must overthrow the mafia, fight the army, take down an alien invasion in order to give her grandson a hug. These are good.
Grandma hero.
Oh, guys, it's fun.
What are some other just little specifics you're seeing in there, Jack, with regard to, like, they don't have to all just be the full theme of the sketch, but there could be moments. There's things that kind of pop up.
Are you looking at chat as well?
I am, but it's delayed, and I'm kind of my eyes go cross when I'm looking at all these things. I'm typing in here. Yeah.
A grandmother who's a secret supervillain or secret agent, a prison break. One of the guards is really into it and wants to be a part of it, but the escapers already know what to do and are like, nah, we're good, dude. Simulation theory. Here's some stuff. What's up, Brendan Rice? Simulation theory. Man with
shout out to Brendan Rice. Some of his art is straight up floating around our heads right now. Brendan designed our logos and our I don't know. I was going to say font. He didn't design the font, but he, selected the font for the help of that stuff.
That what? Oh, I have a final draft thing open and it just wasn't working. I was trying to show just the. All right. Hey, love you guys. We love you, Brandon. A grandmother haunts an abandoned old folks home. Haunts. Okay, so she's haunting. Here's what I'm reading from that suggestion. A grandmother haunts an abandoned old folks home. She's alive, and she's haunting the dead people, the ghosts, with the specter of, like, taunting them with her aliveness. There's something fun.
Oh, that's very spooky.
That's pretty spooky. A spooky story where it's a bunch of ghosts just trying to live their regular ghost existence in this abandoned old folks home. And some friggin' living lady is just causing a stir.
What if that's where we meet her? That's like there's a level of her living in this old folks home, just kind of like being a little prankster, she's pranking these old ghosts, and then one of them gets through to her at a point, and then that's where maybe it sends some sort of something happens in that regard that sends her on a mission. I feel like it's a hat on a hat, having ghosts and then a mission.
No, I think the goal should be like
maybe
a 3-minute sketch, and I think it would be important to have a hot cold open with a lot of complicated backstory, and then have her quickly leave to go on a mission.
And teases them with coffee and cake. Yeah, she has the powers all along to longevity.
Alex Alexis, a really old person who can't be convinced that they're not a ghost and they do weird stuff. I like this. Someone who, okay, so it's like here's what's forming now for me. The association of like, it's a friend who is struggling to come with grips of like, oh, you know that feeling where you realize you're at a party and you realize like, oh, I'm not the inside of this group. Like there's a core group of friends here, and I'm around, and I'm friends with you, but like there's a more essential. If we're cutting down the group, I'm cut down. So it's an old person at a retirement home who their friends have died, and they're ghosts, and they're coming to grips. They're coming to grips with like they're not in on the core part of the friend group anymore. They want to hang with the ghosts, but they're just on the outskirts of the friend group, Everybody, it's all your friends were seniors and you're a junior and everybody graduated, and it's tough.
And then so then Momor, the outcast from her friend group, that's all that this friend group is going on all these like fun ghost adventures that really kind of tough to go on the ghost adventures when they're, shooting off for the stars.
Yeah. And landing on the moon.
And landing on the moon. So then they're out there having their moon adventures, and Momor's like, I want to go on my moon adventures. What is left for me down here? And then she realizes maybe a lot.
Wow.
Maybe a lot.
Maybe a birthday party with.
Or maybe nothing. And she just decides to build a rocket ship and go to the moon to hang out with her ghost friends that are just zipping around the universe.
Pretty fun.
Pretty fun.
Also, I don't want to pitch that we spend the next 2 hours speculating about your 100-year-old grandmother's death. So if
very true. Well, in this version, she hasn't died.
She hasn't.
So in that way, she's the living one.
Like
she's outliving
ending, though, right?
Totally. But we're subverting. You got to do the twist, man.
Yeah,
we're subverting the expectation.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be expecting a death at the end.
Ghosts
there could also be
away into space. Someone pitched this premise could also work with zombies. I see that as well. That all your friends have bitten each other, and you're like on the outs. Nobody wants to bite you. Maybe there
also feels like
accessible in this world, like that.
I feel like also, I'm wondering if there's something about age that like, there's a zone where someone that is older might possess knowledge that someone doesn't. Has a special code. Like she could be a character that pops in as well. I think there's. I'm wondering also if
it doesn't have to
there's
be
also a
Momor,
world where we go.
This is a Momor inspired thing. It's going to be their own character entirely. That one.
Of course, can play. Of course. No, in casting, we'll allow them to make it their own.
Yeah,
for sure. I feel like we're
gonna go out with some offers on this. We're gonna get some big offers flowing. And
I'll have to ask Momor who. Yeah, I'm gonna ask Momor who she wants to portray her. I'm gonna pitch Liam Neeson. That's who I want.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Momor
Stanley
goes to Mordor. That's a
just a great
satisfying
line.
thing to type. I agree.
Goes to Mordor.
What if this is the sketch itself? Then it's a pretty easy live stream for us, and it's going really well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say if this is the sketch itself, we're crushing it.
So far, going great. I feel like we are in the phase right now. This is how we like to do this, right? Maybe we should have clarified that, Jack. We like to we're going to float for a little bit, right? We're going to float, try things, download. We're sponging right now. And then we'll start to land the plane, and we're going to get to where we literally have we're going to have a document that is a scripted sketch that by the end we're going to perform.
Yeah. We'll move into a writing phase at some point, which is going to be in a Google Doc, so it's going to be freaking tedious.
It's not going to be our usual.
Oh, writer duet. We could have tried writer duet. That would have been a good bet. Oh well.
Oh yeah. Well, that's for future.
Next time.
That's for future. I feel like there's also a world here where we could dabble into sci-fi and afterlife type stuff if we started to get into like consciousness upload kind of stuff.
Oh wow.
Friend with like we have a podcast, y'all, and we did our first episode just a bit ago through our Patreon. We talked a little bit in there about the FOMO you might feel being the one that hasn't uploaded your consciousness to the hard drive when all your friends are starting to do that. And you kind of feel like, oh, I kind of want to hang out, but I'm still kind of alive. There's maybe something there, Jack.
Maybe that's something.
Wait,
I saw something I wanted to read. No, I can't remember. You're never too late to say biscuits versus cookies, Alex. That's just a thing you can say in any context. It doesn't have to be appropriate. It doesn't have to be related to anything. You can just say that. Is the podcast Patreon only? How could I listen to it? Yes, it is Patreon only. We're doing a podcast on our Patreon. We've been doing director's commentaries for some of our old sketches monthly on our Patreon. The reason we're putting so much stuff in our Patreon is because we wanted to find a way to fund our YouTube sketches. So we're doing some extra fun stuff on Patreon that if you want to go over and support that, that's directly going to be how we're paying for like the next year of YouTube sketches. So we're going to make some more stuff based entirely on Patreon. So check it out. But yeah, there's a podcast.
There we go.
Thanks, Goofy Killer Bunny. Thanks.
Thank you.
Tired Zuko suggests a sketch about your ancestors coming back and reacting to you in the modern age as ghosts. I think we're finding a ghost. I think we're going in a ghost direction, right? It feels like we've never written a ghost sketch.
No. But I also am feeling like I want ghost, and I want something really big and expensive.
Because we're never going to shoot this, so
because we're not going to be. I want it. If we're going out for offers, man, and we're going to get Liam Neeson, it's got to be really expensive.
Yeah. He wants to know that there's some budget behind this for sure. I get that. I get
Going Ghost. That's good. That's an interesting title. Going Ghost. I feel like we're getting a lot of ghost stuff here. I'm wondering. I just had a flashback of something dumb. Where what if it's a reversal in some ways where, usually one is visited by like people on the other side that are like older and have kind of had some experience with the afterlife and stuff. What if Momor is being visited by like you and I, and we're younger and dead, and it's kind of like we don't really have a lot of good like life insight to give because she has more of it than we do.
I like that.
Something maybe there.
I like shitty ghosts.
Shitty ghost.
Did Chris just say flashjack? I don't know. Did you? I was only half listening. If you said flashjack.
I said I just had a flashjack.
Oh, I just had like a usually not like I'm having an acid flashjack.
No, the way that goes is having a flashjack. It usually means I have an idea, but when an idea forms, it's always you flashing me. So there is a kind of double there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Too cool to move on. Yeah, no, thank you for flagging that. I agree. Oh, man, here's what's going on. I got distracted because I was like, oh, let me pull up Writer Duet. You got to pay. I'm so confused. Forget it. We're writing in a Google Doc, and I'm just going to deal with the fact that I have to keep typing the character names every time. It is what it is, It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Ghost children being forced to visit their living grandmother by their ghost parents. That's something. That's pretty fun. Sketch. Jack
Ghost
flashes
children.
Chris. That's not a sketch. That's just the end of this stream. Don't worry. By the way, just to keep plugging Patreon, we also do some monthly live streams on Patreon, and we're going to be doing one after this. We're going to do like an after party. We're going to write this sketch live, and then we're going to hang out further in a very chill zone with my cooler full of beers in this little back room here in my studio closet. So keep hanging.
Spoiler,
if you
Jack.
want.
Spoiler.
What's it's? I don't think it's that big of a spoiler that I will continue to drink.
Yeah, I'm also. I don't have as good a one as yours. Mine's it's a golden pilsner.
It's a great
Fremont. It's very tasty. Ghost children are forced to. What was that?
I'm getting I'm hearing something. What happened? I don't know. I'm still learning OBS, y'all. Somehow I just made us hear a thing in the background. Okay.
Ghost children are forced to. What was the suggestion there? They're forced to visit their grandparents in the real world. What was the idea there?
Yes. Ghost. Like it's we gotta go visit your grandma, kids. I know it. You know you're tired of it. It's not fun there, but it's ghost children going back to visit their living grandmother. I think a lot of ghost stories do involve the death of children, so I don't think that's out of bounds.
No. Great.
Ghost with a drinking problem realizing they can't get drunk anymore. That's fun. Sad. So sad. If you do this again, get the screenplay formatter add-on. There's a screenplay formatter add-on. Thanks, Lucas. That's a great pitch.
Awesome.
We're so ready to do this in Final Draft, and we were on the wrong computers and had incompatible generations of Final Draft. And
we will say, though, what you're witnessing currently is a massive step forward.
This is
for
the
what
most
we usually
technologically advanced thing we've ever done.
So I don't want you, Jack, to undercut yourself at all. And I know that we've got some. We're gonna get the Final Draft in the mix next time. But I'm very appreciative of these templates, these overlays. It's very exciting.
Thanks.
I'm getting highlighted here now. I can see in delay. You may have gone back from that screen, but I'm seeing it now. Yeah, you did. You did. The oh gosh,
Is it fun?
my brain is scrambled by seeing this. I have to click away. You're changing my.
I'm sorry. Was that terrible? Was it too fast? That Chris Cam is fine. Chris Cam. People loving the Chris Cam. I want to have like a map of America behind me that I can just be pointing to different, zones and kind of reporting live. Yeah.
Different counties and stuff. I feel like that I should be doing. I also feel like I'm with this delay, it does make me feel like I'm in the field somewhere. Jack. Hey, Jack, you on Chris Cam?
Yeah, we're with you, Chris. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm over here in the land of brainstorming, and honestly, stuff's looking pretty good. A lot of dead stuff.
Okay.
A lot of dead people ideas.
Does it feel like anything's sort of rising to the top? Because we've been doing this for about 40 minutes. It's pretty slow pace. Right.
Well, from what I can see, all I can see is really Jack flashing. So it's in many ways very distracting up here. But from what I can gather, no, nothing is really kind of like jumping out. It's all kind of a maelstrom and a big kind of like swirling vortex tornado that I feel like I'm being consumed by.
Understood. But, well, you heard it here, folks. Nothing yet. Nothing really going. Haven't found it yet. Thank you very much. Stay tuned. We'll see if anything happens.
Maybe it's a moonshot. Was that fun? Was that a cool little cam there?
It's the moon thing. The truth about weathermen. I don't know what that means. I love it. If you Google Chris and Jack, you don't show up. This needs to be corrected. Oh, what? All right. We're very good at SEO. It's one of our great technological skills, so that's weird.
Wait, back to the Chris cam for a second.
Yep.
I do see July 6th Park. I can see that on the yes.
Oh, that does.
July 6th Park is very clear. Wow. That's actually, hang on. Oh my God. It's a clear beacon of light. It's as if the monolith from 2001, A Space Odyssey, has just been placed right here in the middle of the brainstorm world, saying that July 6th Park is on the horizon, and on July 6th, the world will unite hand in hand to celebrate the greatest holiday known to man. Back to you, Jack.
Well, I'll tell you what's confusing to me, Chris. You're in a land of discarded brainstorms, and I would expect to see a lot of July 6th Park. It seems like that's where it maybe should have lived forever. And yet, and yet, and yet,
it keeps coming back, and I think it's gonna come back again.
Should we just write? Should we just write our July 6th Park sketch now? We know it's coming. We're gonna have to write it soon.
It's coming. I feel like there's going to be too much there's going to be too much involved for the filtering of whether Momor is going to like the sketch or not. There's just too much lore for me to have to build for her.
I'm going to assume Momor not a July 6th Park.
I am liking. Here's what I think I'm liking. Jack, let me ask you first. What's jumping out to you? What's jumping out to you? What are you feeling here?
One, I just want to say I'm having a very nice time. You know.
Me too. I'm enjoying myself, and I think everyone here has been wonderful.
Just chatting with people.
Yeah.
I'm having a lovely time. So that's what's hopping out to me. I just opened a new beer. Speaking of hopping, it's Milk Farm 7, a hoppy lager by Eagle Rock.
Oh, beautiful.
What is hopping out sketch-wise? Let's see.
Momor's more into July 5, probably. You're right.
A big July 5 fan.
Yeah.
I'm liking old person hanging out with ghosts. Either they're being haunted by ghosts or they're upset that their friend group has moved on. That's what's sort of popping to me right now.
Yeah.
Unless you think that's not what Momor, wants to be talking about.
No, I think that's nice. I think that's relatable.
Okay.
I like that in this instance, and her name is Yuta. So we could make the character straight up Yuta or just a Yuta type. I just want that to be in the description. Quote unquote Yuta type.
Yuta type, which we all know means Liam Neeson.
Right. Yeah, I think Liam Neeson is playing Yuta in this sketch, and we don't know that yet. I think he's going to reveal himself. Is it going to be actual Liam Neeson that reveals himself at a point?
I don't think either.
And it was like all a disguise.
Impressions.
Right, but he sometimes does a bad. But here's the thing: is that sometimes Liam Neeson does an American accent that's not perfect, so we try to do his accent.
Do his American accent.
Yeah,
there's a problem on this bus. Get me to the front of this plane. Yeah, I think we got it.
I have a very specific set of skills. You got to go gravelly a lot too.
We know that there's
ghost therapy.
We know that there's here's some things we know that are gonna be in there for Yuta, for Momor.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be coffee. There's gonna be cake. There's gonna be murder.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We know that's
coffee, cake, and
in
murder
there somewhere. Here's a strong pitch. How do we make this sketch about friendship? I bet there will be some friendship in there. It's a Chris and Jack special. There's gonna be some friendship in there. So ghosts, moons, Liam Neeson, and old people are the sums of this brainstorming. Correct, Grant. Thank you.
Yes.
This is good. We need some good group minutes being kept. So thank you, Grant, for summing that up. Do you still regret, Chris, this is an important question. Do you still regret not having real lava for July 6th World Fallen Kingdom?
I do still regret that. Yes. I will say though that by riding in the helicopter at the end of our video, I did spot some lava that had since long hardened. So in some ways there is lava around us, kind of like, it's always around us, like love or friendship. So, maybe there's something poetic there, but yeah, hard, real lava, really, really missed opportunity there. But there's always next year.
Charlie, I scrolled. Thank you for the heads up. Briar and Rachel both dropped some strong pitches here. Briar says, I got it. What if the ghosts keep trying to kill their friend so they can have coffee and cake together again? I mean, that's a Momor sketch.
Yes.
Rachel pitches. Oh, where'd it go? Oh no. Oh no. Rachel pitches friend group, but only one guy is alive, and he does a seance, but it's just not the same. It's not the same as it used to be. That's what I'm liking that world. I'm liking the, we're so good at relatable sketches.
Yeah, that's really like, that's
towards.
topical.
So I'm liking that feeling of you can't recapture the friend vibe. It's been a while. That's something I think we're all desperately afraid of right now. We're stepping back out into the world. There's friends we haven't seen for
Jack,
a while.
Yes,
Chris.
go, yes, please.
And we're worried, what's it going to be like? Seeing these people again, will we be able to click into the groove, or will it be this like very awkward thing of like, how do we talk to people? I remember one of my high school best friends, who you know very well, Chris, Lee, he and I,
lovely.
The first time I visited him when he was at college, I went to NYU, he was at NYU. I went out there, I visited him, and I remember there being a moment like an hour and a half into hanging out, because we hadn't seen each other for 6 months. And about like an hour and a half into hanging out, there was a moment where we went, oh, right, and relaxed into like, this is the groove. This is how we're friends. This is what it feels like. And the first hour and a half was just like, very feeling it out, very professional. I don't know. So there's that vibe of like, can you recapture the old rhythm? Can you find seance Zoom call where the connection is delayed? I like that.
Here's a thought. Jotted that one down. Zoom call with signals delayed. Maybe this seance reconnecting with friends has some reason to reconnect now. Like people have died and gone off and done their own things, and we're reconnecting with everybody at this seance. And I think there's some fun to see like what Hank's up to. What's Sarah doing these days?
Like
and each
that.
of their ghosts, each ghost has a touchstone for kind of how they got there, what they're doing. And then I think one of the characters could even be, we could hang our hat on the Zoom thing too, where like one of the characters is zooming in weirdly from ghost seance, just couldn't give the time to show up in person as a ghost and is zooming as a ghost. And then, but maybe that this is all being called because Momor, Yuta, Liam Neeson has a murder she needs to solve, and is calling the friends together to put their heads together about this, or has a lead that maybe someone might be at fault.
I like that.
Yeah.
My other thought for the launch would be like, you're a ghost. I'm seancing you in advance. It's the call of like, it's the call of like, hey, I'm gonna be in town in a couple weeks. It'd be great to catch up. And maybe if you have a couch that I could crash on. So it's me like seancing you to be like, guess what, bro? It's terminal. We're gonna be hanging soon.
That's funny.
What do you think, man?
I crashed at your place. I reached out to my grandpa. He's not really getting back to me.
Yeah, I know it's been a while. I don't know what you've been up. I don't know what your situation is right now, but it's rad. Okay, it's that.
Oh yeah, no,
It's
sure, man.
that.
Sure, man.
Yeah,
so
that's really funny. Yes. Okay. This sketch is gonna be so great.
So it's gotta. Yeah. So then it's that I'm in the ghost world, and you're like calling in to essentially say, hey, I'm going to be there soon. Can you make arrangements for me? Can I crash on your couch?
Yeah, I'm doing a seance. We've got, I've lit the candles. I've got a talisman of your image. I've done it all. It's a beautiful, like, dark opening. And then when you connect, when you're finally there and I can speak to you, it's, so what's up, dude? Is it cool? Is it cool if I crash? Yeah. It's eternity. What's a few weeks? Good pitch, Vegeta. I think that's a nice two-hander that we can feel out. And that's there's a good analog there. It's your friend wanting to crash, and it's been a while, and I don't know what terms we ended on, Yeah. And we know it's going to include coffee, cake, and murder.
And yeah, I feel like that's good to run with.
Yeah, I think that's enough to run with.
And then your yeah, and then there's and then in the ghost world, we can paint that world a bit with like we can hint at some of the inner workings of how ghost world works by like what my excuses might be for what.
Yes.
Why it's kind of a busy time.
I think some of the places we get that exposition are you making excuses and me. There's a thing when you call to ask a favor, where there's some like I'm over interested in you. Do you know this feeling?
Yes.
It's like,
yes.
Obviously I'm calling to ask you this favor, but in advance, like just to lead up, like, so what's up, man? How you been? What's going on? What's this thing? And last time we talked, how's that? I mean, what's that? What's going on with that? Is that cool? There's all these little things to follow up on, beating around the bush before finally getting there. Pitch that I murdered you. Not bad.
That's great. That's great. Yep. Jack murdered me.
I'm going to try and resize this all so that we get a little better look at things.
Part of me likes going into a zone, Jack, though, where then, and let's ask everybody what y'all feel like. Would you like to see us write it in real time on the screen, or do you want to like kind of not see it as much and then you are surprised at some point, when it's done? I'm wondering if there's like a back and forth, like whether we should have it on the screen for the actual writing portion, Jack.
We can do a combo. We can sneak it away. What's the ghost equivalent of sorry I haven't looked at my phone all day? That's a good question. Yeah, man, I've been trying to seance you for like months, and finally I tracked out a lock of your hair, and I was just like, where is this guy?
Yeah, I finally realized that ectoplasm only reacted. I finally realized that I just had to bring someone in that could, that had some epic, what is it? That it doesn't react to light in some way. I feel like ectoplasm, for whatever reason, that's what they always say is like, can't bring lights into the seance or else the ectoplasm won't work.
Good rules to have.
Yeah, of course.
There are some, well, wow, we're pretty split here. I don't know how to do a poll. There's a lot of please surprise us. There's a lot of do it in real time. I think we start up, and then we'll pop back and forth. That would be my pitch.
Yeah, I think that it will be fun. I think it'll be fun to see some of it, but I also feel like I want jokes to land so that they're not fully spoiled.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do a little combo.
Okay.
But I'm going to start up. I think, here, how's that? Is that a good amount to read? I realize I could have made it bigger. So here we go. Does that feel like a good amount to read? Too hard to answer. Exclusively on Chris Cam was requested a lot.
Yeah, I think that just means that a lot of people prefer a like blurrier image is what I'm gathering.
Yeah.
Just a looser, it's less assault on the eyes with regard to the sharp vibrancy that you bring, Jack.
Yeah.
I think.
I think people are interested in the process of seeing it written. So I think like let's go with that, and then if ever you get shy about it, Chris, we're ready to transition to pure Chris Cam.
Yeah, just to say that this is a doc version. We'll usually write these in final drafts, so it takes a little doing. But do you want me to
big and the text cam tiny? Well, I'll create that option for us as well.
I'm trying to think of other little prompts. We like that what's the ghost equivalent of haven't been answering my phone lately. Trying to think. I'd also wonder like what in that world it means to be like, that bedroom's taken. Like, what is a house even? Like, what is your space in the ghost world?
These are important questions. These are important things to get some exposition.
I'm
going to let you start. Give us that great visual launch of here's the of guy setting up the seance, getting going. I'll let you start that hidden if you'd like.
Great. I think we can that'll help me to just like get the momentum going over here.
Okay. We're gonna build the doc out, you know? We're gonna start building the doc out.
I do have a question first before the doc gets started.
Yeah.
Do we feel like Jack is alone at the seance, or does he have someone there or other people there that is required, like holding hands?
I don't think
people that are there.
I don't think this version of Jack has friends. So
right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we could start. I think we could two-hander this, and I think you maybe materialize in like you're in sort of a, like there's a screen of your face, like your face sort of. We've got like a Force Ghost type of appearance, you know? It's not like this whole sketch is communicated through Ouija board. I think you sort of materialize in Force Ghost form.
Well, yeah, and we'd have Mikey or Lane or any of our visual effects artists, generate that, obviously. That'll be, I think,
gonna look great.
And we'd probably shoot it handheld just to make it extra annoying for like keyframing purposes for the visual effects and make sure that would like triple the time. I think they'll probably want to do. It's got to feel handheld. It's got to feel handheld and natural.
The ghost can be off-put by the lack of other people at the seance. I like that pitch, Ben. Shaggy Mac says Jack is lonely. That's why he's doing the seance. I like that. We could two-hand this. Oh, geez. Sorry, Newhouse Production Studios. We use the term two-hander. It's like a two-person sketch. I see what you're saying.
Jot that down.
All the years of us talking about scripts and sketches and talking about two-handers. Boy, never.
Wow, now you got to really, that kind of recontextualizes a whole lot. Yeah. Yes, this is good.
Okay.
All right, can I here's what I think I'm going to do.
You want to focus?
I'm going to focus, and I'm going to mute my AirPods.
Okay.
So I won't hear anything for a bit. You're welcome. Just to know that I'm not going to do anything interesting on the Chris Cam other than just type.
Jack Cam's up already. I'm taking Q&As.
Yeah, great.
Here we go.
Okay. And then I'm going to pop back here in like 4 minutes, if that's cool.
Chris is taking 4 minutes, and then we just gotta get into the sketch.
Yes.
So Chris is taking 4 minutes. We're exclusively Jack Cam. Cue my A right now, and I'll.
I'm gonna end it on that. I'm gonna mute on that note.
Okay,
Cue his A, guys.
Cue me the A. Loving this cow-themed can. Yes, it's a lovely can. Milk Farm is a fantastic cheese shop in Eagle Rock, and this is Eagle Rock Brewery. They made a beer in collaboration. How many friends do you have? I'm 33. I'm a new dad. It was a pandemic. How many people have I kept in touch with? How many friends do I have? Less. What was the inspiration for that glorious stash? Well, Shaggy Max, pandemic. It was a thing of like, I was beard for a very long time. We had a baby, and I was like, whatever facial hair I choose right now is gonna like be how she knows my face and how she acclimates to the world. And if I change it, is that gonna mess her up? So I was like, freaking mustache? Just sort of committed to that. I have changed it a little bit, but I've gone in and out. But I've come to like the mustache. What's your favorite sketch you've done? I think my current favorite, and so the Discord, which you should join, had a March Madness bracket where they selected a favorite sketch, and their selecting it made me go like, yeah, I think that's right. It was Moments Between the Montage. I think that's my favorite. How's parenting going? Great. Thank you for asking. Really, really nice. Thanks, Gabriel. Favorite movie? My answer, I have a locked and loaded answer just to have one locked and loaded. My answer is Big. That's what I say. I say Big. Penny Marshall, Tom Hanks, big. That's what I go with. I don't know if that's true, you know? It's just kind of easier than trying to think of an answer each time. Do you play any video games? I play a lot of Slay the Spire. That's my favorite. And I've just started Twitch streaming a little bit. My name's Jack DeSena. Hello. I'm doing it for like 10 people who know me from Dante Bosco's streams, and we've just been doing trivia, and it's very fun. And I haven't announced it anywhere, so here you go. There it is. Do you miss being on 100 Things to Do Before High School? It was a super fun show. I had a great time. Ever watch bad movies for fun with pals? Yes, that was a huge part of high school. I feel like I do it less now, but I feel like it was a very big part of growing up. Honor Society Legend of Korra streams ever happening? I hope so, because I've never actually seen Legend of Korra. I've seen clips, I've seen pieces, but I haven't actually seen the whole thing, so it'd be fun. What are your thoughts on this rumor that I'm starting that you're playing Zuko in the live-action Avatar? King Kron. Least favorite water sport? Ooh, that's a great question. Wow. That's a good one. Oh, boy. So I swam a lot as a kid. I was a water polo summer camp participant when I first moved to California. I was like, I got to get out there. I got to meet some friends. Summer going into 7th grade, my mom was like, you got to be around some kids your age. Water polo summer camp. I was not very good. But I think still my least favorite would have to be synchronized swimming. I think I'm bad at choreography and timing. So, do you have any superstitions while writing? No, I think I lack routine while writing. I think that's the thing I want to get better at over time. I lack routine. So I think like having more of this is what I want to do each time would be good. Water Polo Summer Camp, great band name. You and me, Andrew. Let's start it. I don't have any musical talents. Favorite bug that's named Potato Bug? I would say ant. No, I'm gonna say Potato Bug. Do you procrastinate? Terribly. I have really bad ADHD. I'm a very bad procrastinator. If you had to eat 20 pounds of Jell-O or a gunman would shoot Chris, would you be able to do it? Absolutely. Absolutely. My first pitch is, does it have to be fully formed Jell-O or can I just suck down 20 pounds of Jell-O powder? That might actually be much worse. I'll eat the regular Jell-O. Thank you. Biggest tip for a film student? Make friends, collaborators. That's, I think, like, Chris and I were theater school kids. We were at UCLA together. I dropped out. I loved what I was learning there. I had a great time. I also was like, I don't know, I wasn't good at school. But I will say, like, the thing that I left with and the thing that felt so important was, like, the things you can learn there are great and you should learn all of them. The people you're meeting there, this, like, curated group of talented peers, that's what you've really got to leave with. You've got to leave with, like, these are some people I want to work with. Chris and I started writing sketch together in college, so that's my biggest tip. What's the least Pixar movie? I haven't seen The Good Dinosaur, so it's the least for me. Can you motive me for finals? You got this, man. I don't know. Like I said, I dropped out of college. You got it. Jack, well, how are you always so sweet? Oh, Jack King, how are you always so sweet? We should all plan to ask Jack the same thing when he gets back. Do you like the cold? I love the cold. I'm a big fan of the cold over the hot. I do not like the hot. I'm someone who cranks the fan, cranks the AC, then goes comfy under the blankets. Any go-to music recommendations? Nah. Honestly, I have no good music tips. Do you do stand-up or improv in LA? No. Neither of us are really do much live stand-up or improv. I did Groundlings for a while. But no, never done stand-up. What's your favorite dessert? Chocolate chip cookie? I don't know. That's the toughest question I would say anyone's asked. Your least favorite Pixar movie answer will not change after you watch The Good Dinosaur. Okay. Dorm Life, the reunion. Yes, please. I mean, yes, please. We talk about it a lot. Love the pilot for the podcast. How often are you planning on posting? The initial plan is once a month as we kind of figure it out and learn what we're doing. But hopefully picking it up would be cool. Maybe bi-weekly. Favorite superhero? Ooh, honestly, Batman. That's my long-standing. I've always been a Batman guy. I grew up watching a lot of Batman. Batman the Animated Series is just like my favorite cartoon. A lot of Batman, a lot of X-Men, and my favorite X-Men was always Nightcrawler, which I don't think is the right answer. Would you want to be a villain in an animated show? Yes. I always get cast as like lovable little, teenage nice kids. I'd love to be able to be cast as a villain. What job does your secret identity have? Okay, we're zeroing in. My secret identity works at a butcher shop, and I'm not going to tell you which one, and I'm not going to tell you if I'm Jeremy. Fave movie in the MCU. Ooh, Infinity War? I don't know. Ant-Man, just to be like an asshole? Maybe I'll say Ant-Man. No, it's probably Ragnarok. I don't know. I don't know. If you could have dinner with one historical figure, who would it be and why? Are they cooking or am I? Because I feel like it would be a ton of pressure to cook for Jesus. But if they're cooking, Julia Childs. Any advice for someone looking to start writing performing comedy but is intimidated to start? Should I seek out workshops or just start writing what works for me and go from there? Definitely.
Good question.
Definitely. Oh, Chris is back.
Good question.
Definitely. Don't feel like you need anyone's permission to write, and take the opportunity to just write a lot of bad stuff. Just get a lot of bad stuff out. And because anytime you write a sketch, and as you'll see soon, it's going to start bad. You're going to write a bad thing, and then you'll get good at the process of making a bad thing better. That's the skill you'll improve over time. But you've got to start by being willing to write bad stuff and writing just a lot of bad stuff. So write a lot of bad stuff. Do take workshops, but don't use the workshops as permission for you to write. Don't feel like you need somebody to tell you now's the time to write. Take workshops because it's great to keep learning, but
you'll also see that sometimes sketches start bad and sometimes they also end bad, like ours will.
Like this.
Probably. Like this.
Hey, look. Oh, sneak peek. Oh my God, stuff's starting. Oh my gosh. Whoa, sneak peek. Sneak peek.
Oh.
All right, I'm going to get in there.
Great. Yeah, see, I feel vulnerable because I want to like be able to polish some of it before we share it, but also
letting people see some stuff.
Yeah, and if you don't want to see them, we'll give you the warning before we show it, and then you can turn away.
Okay.
Maybe that's a middle ground.
I've got you on Chris Cam, so Chris, go for it.
Hi, everybody.
I'm gonna take a look at what you've done.
Yeah, I just got to start it in there, Jack. I just kind of like started to set a tone, a world, and then kind of got into where like there might be some patter starting. Merry Christmas to all of you, to one and all. I mean, what a time to celebrate. Really, anytime. And you can hold off till December if you'd like, but I don't know. It could be Christmas today. Do a sketch about Chris feeling vulnerable. We've never really done that. Yeah, wow. That'd be a stretch. I don't know if we've ever done anything quite like that. Love Merry Christmas channel. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's just been a new fun little like pandemic thing. I've been releasing like very lo-fi kind of sketches, but more like physical comedy things. But yeah, if you want to check that out, you can go give it a look. Merry Christmas is the channel. Also, come and check out our 12 Days of Chris and Jack, the origin story of the Merry Christmas world. How's everybody doing in there? I quite literally muted myself, so I didn't hear anything that you and Jack talked about. So
it was all shit. Like, as in, I was just talking a lot of shit about you. It was a good conversation, but it was a lot of shit talk.
That's to be expected and fine. And honestly, I'm just more giving y'all the out to make it seem like you can take the highlights of what you felt like were the most fun things to bring up, and then it won't be as if I've heard it yet.
Oh yeah, you have to answer least favorite water sport. That's important.
Least favorite water sport.
And now I'm gonna mute.
I feel like, yeah, okay, that's a good question. Least favorite water sport. I feel like water polo, probably, mainly because I like water sports. I want to participate in water sports, and I'm just freaked out by water polo. I have some water polo friends that are really good, and they're like, I've seen water polo games. I've seen them play them, and it always feels like someone's going to be like, the moment you jump in, if you're not good, you're going to drown. So it's kind of a big deal. Crippling insecurities, mine, were a big topic. Yeah, great. I think that's probably good. We should out those in a public forum. That feels right. Hey, Chris, if you could take back time to be more productive in a certain point of your life, what would it be, and why would you choose July 6th Park? Right. So obviously July 6th Park as the most, I feel like that it's one of those things where when you realize that you've truly self-actualized as a human being, then anything beyond that, there's no real need to self-actualize or, be productive anymore, because you realize, like, well, July 6th Park will be on my epitaph, on my gravestone. Maybe we put that in this sketch, Jack.
I didn't hear you.
Okay, fair. So you are listening.
I have your sound up, but I had to zone in to write the sentence. Sick, very sick. Your brain works in such a different way than mine. I can't do two things. I can't be listening to anything while I'm like able to write stuff. It's a real talent, Jack. I've been playing Slay the Spire the whole time we've been streaming as well. Just yeah. Just more like a fidget. Just kind of a fidget. Chris, worst weapon in the zombie apocalypse? What's your favorite movie? And is it Big, starring Tom Hanks? What's your favorite aquatic animal? Chris, the people got to know.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna rapid fire these. Okay, if you could fall into the sky, do you think time would pass you by? I'm assuming that's a song lyric. If it's not, it's very poetic. Do I not know that? Is that a quote? Should I know that?
Fall into the sky.
Oh yeah.
Do you think
time
would pass
us by?
'Cause I'd walk
1,000 miles if I could just see you. Are we in perfect?
Just hold you
tonight.
We're gonna get DMCA'd.
Yeah. Damn, we were too tone perfect. Okay, what do we got? Favorite aquatic mammal? Manatee, right? Is that an aquatic mammal?
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah. If you were a superhero, what would your secret identity cover job be? I don't know why this popped in my head. There was a point where Jack just decided he wanted to try and give me like a nickname. He was trying to do like Chris the Whistler Smith. And it made no sense, and there's no context. So I'd like to work at this. What that makes me think of is that it sounds a little bit like Twizzler. So I'd like to be like a superhero that can move real quick, like whiz by, like the Whistler, but I work at a Twizzler factory. So that if I ever out my true identity, then I could very quickly be like, oh, I just misspoke. I actually work at a Twizzler factory. I'm not the Whistler. So hopefully that answers the question. Hey, this could be a podcast. Agreed. You can check out ours, please. Best weapon in a zombie apocalypse. I'd say probably, well, that's just a cop out. I was going to say being bit by a zombie, so you're a zombie. Then there's like no real issue there. But best weapon, probably, I don't know, like Jaws of Life, maybe? You're just kind of like snipping like heads as if they're kind of like bushes. That might be something. How much did you pay to have your name first in Chris and Jack? It's a firstborn. That's what the deal. So that's kind of why I haven't really been in many long-term relationships, nor do I have any kids. It's because I'm just kind of preparing for the inevitable and trying to make sure I'm emotionally distant enough that I can give my first kid to Jack. What's your favorite scene from a Jurassic Park film? All of them in the first one, basically none of them from the rest. But also, I'd say my favorite scene, honestly, the T-Rex stepping out of the paddock, the moment from where we're in the wide of like where did the cars stop, and then we're there in the rain outside of the T-Rex paddock, all the way up through the final roar of the T-Rex after he knocked the car over the cliff. That to me, as a sequence, in and of itself, is like a mini movie. It's like a short film, and it's perfect. I just think it's so good. I cannot juggle. Psych. I totally can. Check out The Hour. That was a real big deal. The Hour Juggling Challenge. Proudest moment stage is a Blue Man. I feel like I'm behind on some of these questions too. I'm sorry. The proudest moment on stage is a Blue Man. Was probably there was a major technical malfunction in a launch of the show in Orlando, and I was in the cast that was there for like the big media day. And then there was a technical malfunction, and it happened when I was on stage by myself in character, and all the lights but a singular spotlight went out, and it was just me. And the show was kind of off the rails, but then it just kind of turned into like crowd work, and then got the whole crowd kind of getting up and dancing and having a good time. So that was, I thought, a real good clutch moment that I was very proud of. That, you know, the world really, well, now you all know it happened, but up until that, I was just some anonymous Blue Man that happened to. Let me see what else we got in here.
And you let me know when you want to swap.
You go off you, Jack, whenever you feel like you're at a swappy spot. Oh my God, you're alive. Totally. Not soon in this sketch, at least. I'm just a random guy. Chris, if you had to eat 20 pounds of Jell-O or a gunman would shoot Jack in the head, would you be able to do it, or would you let your best friend die? I mean, I feel like I have to try, even though I really wouldn't. That's a really tough decision. I would try to eat 20 pounds of Jell-O. You didn't give me a time frame, by the way. So yeah, 20 pounds of Jell-O over my lifetime, great. And Jell-O also, you didn't specify if the Jell-O was made. It could be still powder in the packets, so that'll preserve. So I won't even get sick with like 20-year-old Jell-O. Jell-O, easy, absolutely. What do we got? Would reading minds be a blessing or a curse? Sorry if you've already contemplated this publicly. Apology accepted. We haven't contemplated this at all publicly. But I feel like reading minds would be, I feel like it would be a curse if it were reading minds. I think it would be a curse in general, but you'd have to hopefully learn. I think the first couple months would be tough, but then you'd probably have to come to terms. I think you'd pretty quickly come to terms with the fact that like people are good at, you know, not showing all of their bad thoughts. And if you saw them all, I think you'd start to give people the benefit of the doubt after a while to be like, oh yeah, I'm starting to see patterns. Everybody has like weird thoughts. But I think at the beginning, it would probably feel like a curse. But if both of you could, if there's two friends that could read minds, might make, I don't know, it would make Jack and I's writing process a little bit more efficient, probably. Be my guess. The sketch would be written quick.
Okay, taking the hint. Wow, fuck.
How does the editing process go during the pandemic? Is it harder? The editing process, it's pretty similar. I mean, things obviously got changed significantly from like a standpoint of just having to be distant on everything. But usually the editing process involves like, once the footage exists, it's just kind of me going into a cave for a while, and then editing and then sharing it with Jack to have notes, and then going back in the cave. And then, you know, Jack will come over and look at cuts, and then we do it all more remotely. So if anything, it didn't really change much of the editing process beyond give me less FOMO. Because usually I have FOMO when I'm editing and I'm like, oh, the world is still kind of going on out there. I'm just in a room by myself. But much less FOMO this time around. Can I juggle for 2 hours? It's a great question. I did it for an hour. I thought that was going to be impossible, and it wasn't. And really, you got to up it. The idea of doubling it seems insane. But maybe that's just what we need. Maybe that's what the live stream should be. None of this writing stuff and being creative and kind of like, you know, riffing off of each other and being playful. I think just silent, me juggling like ASMR over a microphone for 2 hours.
I think that's a pretty good pitch.
That might be I think that's might be a podcast.
I came back. I've got you to where your character is ready to start making some excuses. So jump
Great.
back in there.
Do you want to flash a brief little glimpse for folks?
Let's flash. Let's
like
get
look
a
away
flash.
if you don't. Look away if you don't.
Here we go. Here's a little flash. You'll see this is a big staple of how Chris and I write sketches. We trade drafts. So sometimes one of us will just write sort of the setup. We'll just be like, here's where that type of joke goes, and then we'll fill that in later. But here you go. I've switched to just C and J. Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't show I was in studio mode. Here you go. Now I'll show you. Here it is.
Well, flashback.
This was the thing I was saying is an example of sometimes we'll just put a little like placeholder to be filled in, and then we'll alt back and forth on that. So we might have an alt session. That's a thing we can flag for some joke alts for the chat. But a joke about where he's been haunting feels like a good opportunity for a joke there. But there you go. You can jump in there.
Great. Okay.
We had a flash.
I'm gonna mute again because I can't. My brain doesn't work that way.
And I'll let you decide this, right now. Shaldo asks, is Jack's daughter, Frances, gonna call you Uncle Chris or just Chris?
I would love an Uncle Chris. I don't want to pressure her to have to do that, and I don't want to pressure you to have to make her do that, Jack.
Okay.
But there is something that I would love to be in a position to be acting as an uncle. I want to be there.
I do assume, going forward. Obviously, you haven't gotten to hang out with her very
No.
much at all. You've seen her outside once or twice. But I think going forward, you're very likely to be among the more present people in her life to warrant, an honorary uncle title. So I think that's a very good possibility. Okay.
Great.
If you want to mute, you can mute.
I'm going back in, man.
Get in there.
I'm going back in. This just in from Chris Cam. We're diving into the subconscious. Was that?
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, I'm not sure if it's something, but it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I thought maybe. Maybe there was something fun there.
What's chat drinking? May I have some? Milk Farm 7. Godfather. We didn't do, because she was born during the pandemic, we didn't do like a baptism or anything. We didn't really name Godmother and Godfather. I don't know. Pull the bit cord. Pull the bit cord, indeed. Chris has the cool uncle vibes. Definitely owns a cotton candy maker. Hard agree. Very accurate. How long until my daughter shows up in a sketch? Realistically, probably the next thing we shoot. I'm gonna say probably the next thing we shoot will be July 6th Park, and those are so. The bit is being so autobiographical that I feel like I'll have to incorporate, the fact that I have a kid now and how that should be affecting the holiday and whatever. So I think that'll get in there. Who's your favorite writer? I admire both of you a lot. I'm curious about your inspirations. That's a fun question and a fun thing to explore. And I don't know. I love Vonnegut was a real formative read for me. I think a lot of I read a ton of Vonnegut in high school and college, and so I feel like he was a big inspiration for me. How old is your daughter, Jack? She's about to be 14 months. She was born right at the beginning of the initial lockdown. Have you watched Invincible? How was it? No, I haven't seen it. The movie, the Mark Wahlberg football movie. I haven't seen it. Thank you though. That's a really good question. What are you looking forward to most once the pandemic is over? I want to go to Vegas. I miss Vegas because I miss a lot of things that I could do in Vegas. Good restaurants, being at bars with friends, degenerate gambling. Do you prefer French New Wave or German Expressionism cinema? I don't have taste. What's your favorite snack? Ooh, speaking of taste. No, the show on Amazon Prime Video. That I'm not familiar with, but I do think we should all have a watch-along party for the Mark Wahlberg film Invincible about a football player named Vince. How old do you think your target audience is? That's a really interesting question. I have no idea. I thought you were going to say 14 years old. I was going to have a heart attack. No, she's 14 months. This was new. What's the best purchase you've ever made? This ring light I've got here that I can control through my computer. Number one cool purchase. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing all this cool action? Whoa. This was me going like, maybe I want a Twitch stream, but mostly Chris and I are going to do these live streams. So should I get like a cool setup? And I have my recording booth that I've had to set up during the pandemic because I've been doing some work from home VO stuff. Some of the shows I was working on moved to remote records. And then once I was setting that up, I was like, maybe I want to start streaming every once in a while. So I got I got this cool light. I don't know. Don't look any different. Really? If it's like this, if it's all blue and it's like this, or what if it's all, it's like this? It looks the same? Well, I have overhead lights too. Maybe you can't tell. This was a shitty purchase. This is the worst purchase I've ever purchased. Jack, if you could be any race from the Dragon Prince, elf, human, mage, etc., what would you pick? Is mage a race? Interesting dichotomy you've set up there. What shows are you doing voiceover for? One thing that I can't talk about yet, though it's out there, but I'm just not allowed to say it yet. Weird. First in line for Jack Twitch sub. And then the other thing is Dragon Prince. We're just starting up. It hasn't officially, but they're finally, stuff was very slowed down, but we got picked up for 4 more seasons. Camera's just color correcting the white balance. Oh, whoops. That's funny. Is comedy really subjective, or is that a cop-out answer? Subjective? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think the here's what I'll say about comedy. About is it subjective or not, and how does it age and whatever, is I think so much of comedy is about sort of knowing your audience's priors, knowing like where someone's thinking, like where someone thinks the conversation is going. So then if you're doing a surprising thing, you have to know how that relates to sort of expectations, right? So if that makes sense, like someone's got, you got a track in your mind, you build an expectation, you set expectations, and then you're subverting those expectations, you're flipping the pancake, you're going in a different direction. If you didn't know where someone thought you were going, then the new direction you're going in might not have an interesting enough connection, or might not be that big of a flip, or they might see it coming or whatever. So in that way, it does vary person to person based on like someone's expectations, but people who are very good at comedy are good at kind of knowing people's expectations to know how to flip them. That's my like overly mathematical idea. Is that the one I'm doing with Phil Lamar? I'm not doing anything with Phil Lamar. But the one I can't talk about, the Avatar person who popped on, is James Say, who's the cabbage merchant. Hold on. If you could pitch one idea to Avatar Studios, what would it be? Detective Sokka. That episode where he's like Sherlock Holmesy. I feel like we could build a whole thing about that. What's your favorite movie? And also, how do you feel about fatherhood in 2021? It's been really weird to not like be able to share her with the world. So it's really weird. But yeah. You're funny even without being surprised, and I think it's more than expectations, and it's not fair. Yeah, I don't want to say it's like just about like, whoa, you didn't see this coming, but like there's surprising subtleties, there's nuances. It doesn't have to be like that came out of left field. To me, isn't what surprise is. It's, it's these subtle moments of slightly unexpected turns, sometimes which are turns back towards the familiar. Sometimes it's like, oh, we think we're on a track and something new happens that I relate to and recognize and didn't expect that exact moment, Why do you think we laugh? Have people all heard the like evolutionary science idea about why we laugh? I don't know that I totally buy it, and I certainly don't think it's universally applicable, but I think it's a really cool idea, which is that a laugh is it's sort of like an opposite scream as a form of like group communication. It's the idea that a thing that might have been scary is not scary. That's why we laugh. That you hear a rustle in a bush and you go over to check it out and it's not a wolf, it's a baby. And you go, ha 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 ha, to let the group know, no, it's not a wolf. I don't know if that is true at all. I don't know if there's any, that's just like a cool anthropological idea, but the idea that like it's how we communicate that I am surprised, but in a way that is okay. I don't know if that's true. But I like that idea. That's why I like dark humor. I do think there's something there, right? Trans rights? Yeah. Why does your smile make people so happy? What a nice question. Is the philosophy of comedic subversion any different than the subversion in any other entertainment like horror? I think horror is a really good analog for comedy in a lot of ways. That you're building expectations, you're getting people to look one way, and then something happens in the other direction. I think that's cool. I don't want to limit comedy to like shock value, but also horror isn't, right? Sometimes there's horror that's shocking, sometimes there's horror that's seeping and insidious. That's true of comedy too, right? Sometimes it's like a big fun surprise. Sometimes it's something that just like fills an environment and the whole kind of vibe is funny, or there's something that you're thinking about later and it's funny later. What would your message to Chris be that you only get to show him after you die? That's a very deep question. And the truth is it would 100% be a joke. And I don't know what the joke is, but I would definitely want to write a sincere thing that flips into a very insincere thing. And I could not resist the temptation to do a bit. Hi, I don't think I'll be able to view the stream right now. Will it be archived so people can watch it later? You know, it should be, but I don't know if we clicked that. That's a really good question. I don't know if we clicked that. We meant to click that. I don't know if we clicked it. Did you go to college? Was it worth it? Chris and I met, or not really met, but we reconnected at UCLA. We met in high school through a very weird set of circumstances that are very fun. It involved him being a child juggler and me being when I was on all that. But I think college was worth it. I say that as someone who dropped out after 2.5 years, but I'm super glad I went. But I don't think it's like a necessity for a lot of things. You asshole, of course you didn't record. Shoot, we probably didn't. Can you not set it now? Oh man, we didn't. Oh man. I think shock value can oftentimes not be a subversion. If you're just watching a comedian known for shock value, there's an expectation to be shocking and it just makes it not funny. 100%. I think there are a lot of things that are like, this is what I mean. I don't think, like, I think a key to comedy is knowing the actual audience expectations so that the flip is actually surprising. And there are a lot of times that you either desensitize an audience to something like shocking, or you're shocking in a direction that's really familiar, and there are some very, repeatable, crappy tropes that, are like shock humor that if you keep going, like anytime you go to them, it's like, oh, yeah, I've heard that joke. I was in the 7th grade. We were in the back of a sex ed class, and someone I don't think is funny made it a bunch of times. So nice. Right? I don't know. Certainly, I don't think shocking for shocking's sake works, right? There's something about you guys that people just vibe with. That's great. Thank you. Are you happy you've reached so many viewers, or does it ever get anxiety-inducing? I'd struggle with anxiety a lot in a lot of different directions. So, yeah, all of it gets anxiety-inducing. What comics are you reading? Any suggestions? I don't read comics, but I should. So no suggestions. But I'm going to be on Twitch this Wednesday reading one of the Dark Horse Avatar comics. It's a Toph story that I'm going to pop on and read for. So that's my comic recommendation. The Toph Dark Horse comic. Were you on all that during Chris Farley's appearance? No, that was the generation before me, but very fun. Would you ever want to make a feature film? Yes, it's a thing Chris and I talk about a lot. We very actively are working towards a feature film. On what channel? The Dark Horse thing will be on, I believe, the Dark Horse channel and the Nickelodeon channel. I think. Are you and Chris actually best friends? Yes. I have other best friends who are like, this is my high school best friend. This, I don't do the like singular rank. I have to decide who's my one best friend. But I absolutely 100% would call Chris a best friend. Have you seen IT Crab? No. But I feel like I would like it. I've seen clips. I feel like I would like it. Do you plan to work with Jack and Dean again? Would love to. Had a great time working with those guys. Do you think you should perform to the specific audience and consist of your own style of comedy? I think part of what I'm talking about about knowing your audience is like humor in daily conversation, right? Like there are jokes that work for your best friend because you know that they're thinking you're going to make this joke, and so you make that joke and whatever. So there's like playing to your audience in the form of just like conversational code switching. And then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But in terms of playing towards an audience versus making the stuff you like, I absolutely think you need to be your first audience and you need to make stuff that you think is funny. And that's one of the reasons I love working with Chris and working with a partner is like you have somebody else to like try to make laugh. I'm scared to enter my 30s. Any tips? It's fine. It doesn't feel like a big deal when it happens.
Oh,
Although,
I have a great. I love
kids,
this. I love this question.
Fan of good.
Can I take that question?
Please.
I only say this because I have a running joke with my brother and a lot of folks that I talk about turning 30 and how and it's become such an old joke for me, or like such an old viewpoint on that I want to now share with with all of you.
Great.
Here's my thinking on 30. Love it. Loved it. Turning 30 was one of the best age changes in my life. Here's my thinking about it and how it's felt. I'm 36 and I think the 30s have been the best. And my feeling on 30 has been that it's as if it's the equivalent of going from being a senior in high school, being like 29, you're kind of like, when in your late 20s, it's as if you're like a senior in high school. And then when you turn 30, you're like a freshman in college. You're in a whole new kind of like club, a whole new group, but suddenly you're the young kid in town. You've got a fresh start. And then suddenly all the people that are in their 30s are looking at the 30-year-old coming in and they're like, oh, this young buck coming into the 30 club over here. We've been in here for years. So I think it felt like a full reset. I loved it. I think you should really, really look forward to your 30s. And I'm sorry to hear that, illiterati. I had a different experience, but 30s have been great. At 36, health issues start to pop up. Well, that's something that, I've kept in mind, especially in this sketch that we're writing, is that, I'm knocking on the door. If any of you want to have a seance and bring me back, I'd be happy to visit. But I feel great about 30s. I am in some ways, I think, lucky that I'm healthy, But Catherine, you're a young buck. Yes. What I miss, guys, I'm sorry. I duck out and I mute.
I tried to define. I feel
comedy,
like I kind of there. It was fucked. I don't know why I got into that. I just started to get really mathematical about here's how comedy works, and I was talking above my head.
Can I weigh in on that?
Please.
Am I allowed to? Did you guys talk at all about like, did you get back into the kind of like origin of laughter discussion?
Yeah, but I want you to tell it and see if we have the same.
Okay.
I did talk about like the anthropological idea that like laughter is an evolutionary defense mechanism to signal that like everything's safe. Is that what you talked about?
Yes, that's what I was going to get into. No, that's what I was going to get into. Yeah, because I think it's a way of saying like, oh, it seemed like things were one way, but now you're okay. You're fine. That's where laughter comes from. So it feels like at least jokes, and you probably already articulated this, are a way of kind of setting an expectation and then subverting it. So you're surprised, but you're safe. And that's why laughter kind of comes from that. But I think that, comedy at large, I think is great in that way. If we're going to it from an anthropomorphized or anthropological standpoint, is that comedy is a way of kind of like coaching you into where things are good, and you can make it kind of like feeling light and familiar, but you can also through comedy sneak in some real shit. I love comedies and comedy in general when you can be laughing but learning, you can be laughing but feeling. I think that is the best version of comedy, or I think that's what when comedy is at its best is when you're feeling a little bit of everything. Not always the case, sometimes you just need some straight up just laughter, but I find a little bit like that's my heady philosophical thing that's probably straight up exactly what Jack said. We know how humor's evolved through comedy in the past 100 years on a micro scale. How do you feel comedy laughter has evolved on a macro scale? It's a good question. I feel like, well, if I'm just speaking to mediums, I've noticed that, I don't know if you feel this way, but I'll look at older comedies, and I mean old, like, I don't know, 50 years ago, 36 years ago. Old. And I do feel like there's definitely a rhythm thing. I don't know if y'all have like paid, you can see the difference where like comedy in movies now moves so fast. It's much, much, much faster than I think it was a long time ago. So I feel like there's a level of people having this zone of we're squeezing in a mile a minute. And I think also now, because we're so familiar with media, this, why not? We're just going to ride these philosophical chains. But I feel like we're so now familiar with media in like a postmodern way. We've all seen many movies. Movies aren't like a thing you do once every other month by going and to the theater as like a big special event. We're seeing movies and TV and TikToks, media all the time, that I feel like now we're in such a postmodern, like we know what a sci-fi movie is like. We know what a action movie is like. That now we're getting into more the like distilled, purist kind of like, it's not just coffee, it's pour over coffee. And so I think now more and more people have opinions, more and more people get things quicker. And so I think that means that comedy as a result has changed, because every joke that's been said now exists out there, and your joke kind of has to stand up to what's come before it. So I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of my feelings there. That's why this sketch is really about insecurities. Agreed. I feel like comedy used to be about material fears.
Chris, very interesting philosophical thoughts, but someone wants to know if we've ever kissed.
Have we kissed?
I feel like we probably kissed in college.
We probably have kissed. Yeah, I think we've kissed in college. Yeah,
we've never
definitely
kissed
have.
With like great intent, but we've definitely
but it's been like a
lip to lip for sure.
Dorm life, you definitely lip to lip. I feel like you lip to lip all of us.
I think probably
as Shane in character. Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know.
No, I mean it was meaning like it was all, we were all in a it was the college mentality, man. It's never. I think we kissed at some point, and if not, we'll catch up for lost time.
Yes. Kiss now.
Kiss now. Kiss now. Okay, Jack, is there a way?
I'm trying.
It's like a little.
I can't see the screen.
Oh, you're doing a side. I was going straight in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did we do it? Did we kiss?
Wait.
Oh, I think you were the wrong side.
I can't tell. I'm on the wrong side. My video is delayed 30 seconds, so I don't actually know which way. Okay. Right, and then are we going hands too?
You did it. I'm gone already, baby.
Oh, damn it. All right. This just in, Chris and Jack kissing the after party.
I mean,
Maybe.
We're vaccinated. Why not?
Why not? It's so odd being, kissing Jack.
Screenshotted that. Thank you, Charlie. I feel like I'm maybe losing a little momentum over here. Maybe not. Hold on. I'm gonna find one more little turn. Do you know where we're going at the end here? Because I don't totally have it.
I feel like there can be a turn of I haven't fully thought of it. I'm thinking of it in the spot right now. I was thinking we would kind of like flow to where maybe there could be a zone where it has something to do with a divine intervention that gets you to live longer.
Oh yeah, you can give up your ghostly powers to cure my
right. Right. Or you're not actually dead and you were just testing me. There's also that zone.
Sure.
Just to double check.
Thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's probably in that zone there. Where is everybody at right now? We may have already asked this. I'm just curious. Where folks watching from?
Oh, that's good, Chris. Do like a country show.
This just in on Chris Cam. We're curious. Where's everybody from? Where's everybody calling in from out here? Because we gotta know what bedtimes are looking like. So that way we can ensure that you all stay up way past it. Right outside our place. Okay. That's, yeah. Well, then come to the after party. South Australia, Amsterdam, South Korea, Maryland, Ohio, New York, Canada. Guys, I feel like oh my gosh, look at this. Florida, Ecuador, Denver, Toronto, Chicago, exotic locale of San Diego, Gainesville, Florida, Vancouver, Spokane. Guys, I almost want to like go back and scrub through this chat at a point and just like put pins into a map.
Hey, do you
so
know
we
if
can
we
see
set it up so
all
that
of our
there's
hands?
a VOD for after, or did we not click that?
That there's a VOD. What does that mean?
Like a
like that there's a
playback.
You can watch it again afterwards?
Yeah,
you can watch it.
Nice.
It'll be up. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if you can see the comments though. I don't know how long they'll be there, but Perth, Australia, Florida, Orlando. I love Orlando. Sidebar. You're saying visit terrible Orlando? I love Orlando. I did Blue Man in Orlando for years. Sonoma County. Wow. Guys, love that. Anybody from Denmark? If not, I'll retroactively chat in here from Denmark, considering I'll be there in a few days. Let's just converge there for another after party. Just come to Copenhagen, everybody, as possible. Yeah, I was wondering, guys, does anybody have a couch I could crash on? Maybe just like Rachel, I'm asking so that just wanted to confirm, maybe do a seance just to kind of, just to confirm that. Great. I'm feeling very excited about this stream, by the way, y'all. It's been too long, and it's feeling like I don't know. There was something today that's been feeling like it's the turning of a page. I'm feeling good about like we're gonna be making a whole lot more stuff and being here to just kind of hang more. It's feeling exciting, and thrilled that we're all going to be able to meet up in Copenhagen in a week. That's very cool. Carl, I hope you kept that art. Carl says, I once met a Danish artist on a plane who gave me a really weird drawing he made on a napkin, if that counts. That 100% counts. I was on an international flight once with a guy who was carrying, and to each his own, so no judgment here, but was a character. He was carrying his own like 2 water bottles in this blue glass that he insisted were like purifying types of glass. And then he went into a deep dive about how he had like this emotional experience by seeing a vision in a lava field. So lava, full circle, but we talked a lot about lava on that flight. I'll never forget that. But anyways, he gave me, the reason I bring that up is that he gave me a like piece of art that he had made, which was kind of like looked more like a business card. And I didn't really know what business he was selling, but I still have it. Naomi, I'm in. Yeah. If we all go splitsies on a Airbnb in Copenhagen, I'm going to say we could probably get one of those castles. Fun fact, also, I was born in Denmark, and out there, Hamlet's castle, or the castle in which Hamlet was set, is real. It's in Helsingør, and then there at that castle is you can still go on like tours and check all of that out. There's another castle that I was christened in, which is wild. There's a church in a Danish castle that my parents were married in, and then I was christened in, which sounds like really cool and like a real big deal, but it's kind of like normal fare, just like, Europe has old buildings. So, Elsinore, yes, exactly. Let's go. Let's have a castle party in Denmark. Also, this makes me think, I as a kid, the idea of a castle as your home was like the coolest thing. I couldn't wrap my head around like why more people weren't desperate to have like gaudy, way too many roomed places to live, because to me, it was always the perfect place for Nerf wars. I thought like the more rooms, the more hiding places for a Nerf war. And then now later in life, I actually just thought about this the other day. I thought about like what it would actually be like to live in a castle, like maybe a couple family members, friends. I would be terrified. I realized I'd be freaked because there's so many, for that same reason. There's so many rooms and places people can like hide. And think about all the tapestries they could steal. I mean, really. There's only the only real way to live a castle life is with all of your best YouTube friends and some Nerf guns, you know. But that would be great. And then we could also just use the armor at the like on display at the castles as our like Nerf armor, right? And I also apologize that I'm like catching comments that are like 20 seconds late because lest we forget, I'm on Chris Cam over here. Okay.
What up, Jordan T. Maxwell? What up, Jordan Maxwell in the chat?
Oh, Jordan. And he was saying, yeah.
I just saw the name.
It's the christening versus the jacketing. Yeah. How are you feeling there, Jack? Are you feeling like you found a road? Okay.
We're close. I'm ready for a bring it home. If you've got half a flip left in your mind, I can set us up for one kind of final bring it home. But if you don't, I can find a flip. It doesn't have to be a flip.
No, I could go back in there and bring us home. If you wanted me to bring one last little flip in,
yeah,
I can do that.
Let me finish this half thought. By the way, we were deciding between showing you the whole thing while we were typing it or going back and forth or whatever, and it just sort of happened. We got this momentum, but I've been loving the Q&As. Very fun.
Very fun. Very, very fun. Austin, welcome. Hi. The thing that's going on here, well, boy, I think we defined comedy and the origins of it. We got philosophical about castles. I don't know if we got philosophical, but we got practical about that. We're writing a sketch. Jack is currently off jotting down some final thoughts. We're very close. We're gonna do one last little flip, and then we're gonna have this sketch probably written in 5 minutes. Is my guess. Boy. And then we're gonna read it. And we're gonna read it for y'all. And then we'll make a point of having a real fun live reading, and then you'll be fully caught up, Austin, hopefully. That's a good question, Jack. You guys ever going to do a Q&A with Twitter questions? Absolutely. I mean, we try to be as active. We're experimenting in different ways to where it's best to be active on the socials. You can tell us where it's fun to interact with us. You know, we've got a pretty active Discord and trying just to throw stuff up where we can here and there. But yeah, I would love to find more ways to chat, get in touch with y'all. What does a flip mean? I keep expecting you to hardcore parkour, but nothing happens. That is the flip. We are going to parkour at the end, but that's what we have to save for the live reading. The flip term, I think maybe it's not that common, but it's essentially just like, surprises, flipping your expectations. When we were writing on dorm life, a thing we would always say was we would coin it as like, oh, this scene could use a flip of the pancake. This scene needs a flip of the pancake. And a flip of the pancake is just like, oh, little surprise, little twist. One of those,
All right, jump in there. Bring it home. We're close.
Jeremy Sloan. Hi, Jeremy. Jeremy, there was a prompt for the script. It was my grandma.
There was a whole lot of brainstorming.
Yes.
We chatted a lot about ghosts, and then we hit on some fun premise ideas. We also, we wanted to write something that we thought Chris's grandmother would enjoy, which we determined to mean there's got to be cake, coffee, and murder. Well, take a look then, Chris, and maybe we have. I don't know if we've hit all of those.
Yes, we have. By the way, maybe. Twist. Surprise. No spoilers. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get back in there. I'm gonna mute for a minute. Let's get one last little flip of the pancake, right?
Find something. We'll find it out.
All right.
I'm gonna crack another.
Minutes away.
I'm gonna switch to the Jack cam full. I'm gonna crack another beer. Is she a big Agatha Christie fan? I don't know. Chris is gone. That sounds like it though. I think Mormor probably is an Agatha Christie lady. Hashtag murder for Mormor. Love it. Y'all, I brought a little cooler pack. So this studio I'm in right now is in my garage. We moved and built a little studio in my garage for work from home VO stuff. What do I have in here? Oh, this I haven't tried. Okay, this is another Eagle Rock Brewery. It's called The Loafer, and it's a rustic ale made with bread. That sounded good. That sounded real good. I'm glad the giraffe is still there. Of course. My friend the giraffe had to make the journey. Gavin the giraffe. It's alliteration. Jack, please tell me about being on Grounded for Life. Well, I was on an episode of Grounded for Life. It was one of the first acting things I did other than all that. It was a small part. But it was a nice time. And I was a big fan of that show before. If you body swapped with a stranger, what would you say to Chris to convince him it was you? That's a very dynamic question, Ramirez Art Jam. So the first thing I want to reveal about this answer before I give it is that I did immediately go like, I shouldn't say whatever I would say because then, that's like sharing my password aloud. So I think it's kind of dangerous to share that information just in case it ever does happen. But I'm trying to think what would be like it would have to be just like a true inside joke. I think there's probably like stuff we've brainstormed that has never seen the light of. I mean, one answer is like we have a shared email address. It might be actually just the password to that because neither of us can ever remember it. So if I could remember it in that moment, I think that would be pretty clutch. But though that's then to say that my whole identity and friendship with Chris is as vulnerable as any like cybersecurity password. So maybe that's a bad idea. I can't say. I don't want to say. I can't say. Donald Logue is great. Yeah, I don't think I had a scene with him, but I was a huge fan. I just spilled a little bit of beer on my microphone, you guys. But actually just the stand. It's fine. Me boop. Me boop's a good answer. Jeremy Sloan says he'll be in LA in June. What's the top 5 list of LA things to do now that we're getting new CDC guidelines? I don't know. You got to tell me, and I'm ready. I'm getting very, very excited. What's harder between acting, writing, and the responsibility of fatherhood? The last one. And the last one makes the other ones tougher, for sure. Jack remembers the password in a clutch moment. Chris can't remember if it's right. 100%. And then we're just stuck there. I've body swapped. Stakes are super high. We've got to find the crystal to swap me back so I can make it to Francis's recital. And Chris is like trying to pull up that like password saver, the like key lock, and he has to Google where on your Apple account does it save passwords. It's a mess. How did you guys decide whose name should be first for the duo? I liked ending on the k. I like that. I thought k to k sounded nice. I thought Chris and Jack. K. Thought that would work. If Chris asked for your credit card number, expiration date, and 3 numbers on the back, what would you say? Hold on. Oh, no. I don't have my wallet on me. I just have 2 different pairs of headphones. I would obviously tell you guys. Teaching morals to a small human is terrifying. Yeah, we haven't even really gotten to morals. We're just trying to teach her, like, this is what water is called. And that's pretty tough already. How's the YouTube stream going? You tell me, MG Reyes. Oh, is that MG? Hi. I think it's going good. MG hangs out on the Twitch secret streams that I've done 2 of. Jack DeSena, hello. I hadn't told people, but I'm doing it every once in a while. Is she talking? A little bit. She says, okay, let's just talk about Frankie for a little while. She says the word water, but she says it like this. She says, wadu, wadu, wadu. But it's very consistent that she's talking about water. Wadu. She says mama and dada, but not always, like, correctly. And she has, like, a good amount of sign language, some of which is, like, the correct baby sign language. Like, she does more. She does food. But she also then has, like, made up some that we've all just kind of agreed to. One of which is she really likes... I showed her an elephant documentary one time. You're not supposed to show kids TV until they're at least 18 months. I did a bad job. Showed her an elephant documentary one time. And she now does... or I do. She does more like... She goes... and asks us to put on the documentary. Incredibly cute. She also does the, like, baby bop dance, little butt out dance. And she'll go do the butt out dance and say more like this to ask us to put on music. So she's communicating for sure in ways that are earlier than I expected. Like, the amount that she's able to communicate at this age is surprising to me and really, really cute. 1.5 hour elephant documentary. Yeah, it's Meghan Markle. She narrates. It's pretty good. Have I showed her Baby Shark? No cartoons yet. We're building up to cartoons. Does she do the thing where she poops a couple 4 times a day? Do you guys have a podcast, Frank and I? No, but I did bring her into this booth yesterday for the first time and, like, got a couple of those sounds on mic for myself to save. I thought you were going to say she thinks she's an elephant. She might. We're going to take her to the zoo sometime next week. What of your work are you most excited to show her? Genuinely very excited to share Avatar. I think, like, it has the, like, multi-generational appeal, and I'm very excited to show her that. She has an appa. She has a big stuffed appa that that she's a big fan of, and I can't wait to tell her who all those characters are that she sees and let her hear her dad's voice in a thing, which has to be confusing. I don't know what that experience is going to be. I don't know. Like, I don't know if she'll be able to separate it. I don't know if I should tell her that and introduce that information. Or, oh yeah, I voiced Sokka. Yeah, do I tell her that? Do I go like, hey, this is Dada's show that he did when he was 17? Yeah, Avatar and Dragon Prince, there's a whole, and the thing I'm working on right now is also sort of in the, like, 11, you know, the like 9 to 12 good age to introduce. So I think she's going to have, you know, I'm going to make her exclusively watch my content. She's not going to give a shit about it. I think surprise her? I don't know. It's fun. I think it's enough, my voice, that she will hear it. But my high school girlfriend, when I started doing Avatar, we watched the pilot at her house, and her family, including her, couldn't tell which character I did. And her, like, 9-year-old sister was like, he's the ponytail one, right? And I was like, yeah, and it's just my voice. So I don't know. Some people have a hard time, and maybe for her, there has to be such a disconnect that would, I'm sure, be a trip. Are we done, Chris? Oh, we're close. We're getting close. I think we're getting close. Do I like her? Yeah, she's really cool. Does she like you more, or does she like her mom more? Lisa, 100% winning. Absolutely way ahead. I'm doing my best, and she likes me for sure, but no competing right now. Jeremy Sloan, at what age do you sit her down to watch a recording of this stream? It's not a sit her down thing. This is going to be just like, I'm going to record this, I'm going to pull the audio, and this will be just like bedtime music starting now. What did they think you were Zuko or something? Yeah, I don't remember. I just remember them being like, them being unsure when I would appear. And I was like, yep, who knows? And I'm in the opening scene, and they were like, was that you back there? Was that you back there? That first one? I didn't know you were Sokka until I saw a comment on a sketch. Please, Grant. That's okay. Wait till you find out Dante, Bosco, and Michaela have been in sketches. Yeah, for sure. We've got some Avatar people hidden in some sketches. For sure. Charlie, I've said your name. Come on. What's up, Charlie H? What was her first word? I think it was the first thing we noticed, and it was like think that's a word. She doesn't actually say consistently now, so it's like, oh, were you actually saying that or whatever? But up. She was saying up. She would like reach to be picked up and say up, up, up. But now it's like not consistent enough that I'm like, I don't know. Did you actually have that word? Do you have any? I'm not sure. Has Francis met Chris yet? Yes, but he came to her. We did a first birthday party that was 2 sets of 5 people in the backyard like a month and a half ago, and Chris was there, and it was great. Do you like or not that you're always associated with Sokka? I'm very proud to have been a part of that. So I'm always happy to chat about it because it's like a really cool thing. And it hasn't ever really gotten to the point that it's like, shut up, why does nobody ask me about Grounded for Life? It hasn't really come up. Does she walk? Yeah, she freaking runs. She's like very active. You guys.
It's done.
Thanks for asking me about my baby. What a sweet thing to do. What a way to like pander to a new parent. You're asking lots of great baby questions, and I don't get to just brag about her. It's really sweet. Thank y'all. Were the 2 sets of at her birthday on opposing teams? Yeah, there was a battle. There was like a brunch squad and then a squad that ended up being like sort of a late night thing. It was the evening thing, and then it extended into Chris was part of that. His brother was part of that, and extended into we had a fire in the backyard, and it was a fantastic
I'm sorry.
time.
I'm sorry I scared everybody with my haunting voice there, but Jack, it's done. I think we're ready.
All right, should I take a little polish pass, or do you want me to be surprised?
You take a polish pass.
I'm gonna take a peek.
You go in there, take a polish pass, give it a gander.
Garrick, yes, I met. Did I ever meet the voice actor for Iroh? I met Mako. Got to work with Mako. Nice guy, possible. And then Greg Baldwin after Mako passed. Also incredibly nice. Both fantastic actors.
Can I ask a quick favor, Jack? Can I, before you do the polish pass, can I take a 1-minute bathroom break?
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
You want me to
keep
just like entertaining people?
I would like there to be someone here that's not just blank screen for a minute.
Here we go.
If that's cool. All right, I'm gonna be right back.
Go for it, dude. When it's typed out, it does look like Polish pass, not a polish pass. But either way, well, we think we wrote a sketch. I'm gonna take another look. We're gonna do a script reading. Yes, of course. That's what we're building towards here. That was the debate, sort of like, do we show you as we're typing it, or do we type it all off screen and then do a reading at the end? And I think, honestly, if it was in a nicer interface, I maybe would have been more inclined to show you as we were typing it. But now it feels just fun to just do a big, let's read it together, let's do a reveal. So we'll do that. We'll absolutely do that. Are you still mad they didn't ask you to voice adult Sokka in Korra? I'm not mad. It's fine. I have a young voice.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed.
If they bring him back, I hope. Yeah. Has your daughter had a chance to have play dates with other kids? She has now, and it's very fun. How long is the usual sketch process? That's a good question. It varies a lot, both like how the process works and how long it takes. But usually we are not people who particularly like to, in first drafts or early drafts, sit at a computer together and be staring at a thing while we're both typing it. We like to pass things back and forth. So there is usually a lot of back and forth where it's like, well, maybe we brainstorm the idea together, maybe we workshop it and improvise it together, and then one of us goes off and takes a pass, emails it, the other person takes a pass, we bounce it back and forth till we feel like it's basically the first couple of passbacks usually are structure focused, and then once we feel like we've got the like structure of it, the bones of it, then we'll get together and punch it up together. We punch up usually, when possible, in person so that we can just like isolate this joke. We can beat this joke. So let's alt on this joke. That's pretty common.
And then a lot of times, then the phase veers to like production and everything. That's just like a whole nother beast, because then that becomes like, oh, now that we've got the scripts, we're gonna have to find the locations. We're gonna have to get the crew together. We're gonna have to, start to pre-production, plan, shoot. Usually the build up to that takes a couple weeks. Then we shoot it on a day. Then we have the footage, and then it's editing, which usually takes couple weeks at the earliest. Then getting into a month at that point, and then veering from the editing phase, then it's the polishing phase, and then the uploading phase, and then just sometimes we try and stack them, which means that some of those are happening at the same time. Sometimes it's one after the other, but we're learning now that we kind of like to shoot in a block. Like it's kind of nice to treat things as like you get, you can kind of ramp up the pre-production of multiple ones and then shoot multiple ones, and then kind of keep them in line with that, so that way there's more to release when they're ready. That was the Chris Camp perspective on it. Jack, did I cut off anything, or did you go straight back to muted writing?
I'm writing. You're doing great.
Great.
Talked a lot about Avatar.
Great. Who's the better half, you or Chris? Jack, obviously.
Chris, for sure.
Do you have other full-time jobs? Yes. I mean, it's not as much a full-time job so much as it's a creative hustle, I like to call it. It's more of, I do a lot of editing work, so I'll pick up jobs freelance for editing when I can, writing jobs as well. Jack obviously has the voiceover path and career in that regard. So, the hope is that we can continue to just get more and more work as creatives, and then can phase out some of the stuff that isn't the true joy of the stuff we're making together and here. We're also very close, y'all. We're close to the reading of this sketch, so stick around just a little bit longer. We're in the final phases.
Chris, is that Momor's name?
Yes.
Okay. Not to spoil, but I was confused.
No. Yes. Do you enter stuff from film festivals? We do. Yeah. It depends. I mean, we did Movies in Space, which is on the channel, was a film festival piece that was what was made before the channel started, actually, and then we released it later on the channel. We've entered some of our stuff into festivals, but more like online fests and whatnot. But oftentimes, like, once something is done with the intent of sharing it on the channel, the festival route, sometimes that means that thing won't be shared publicly for a year. So when we shoot something like Future Ex-Girlfriend and it exists, kind of that feeling of like, oh, it's ready now. We should share it and enjoy it now, as opposed to like, cool, we're gonna like not release a thing for a year, and here's that went through the festivals beforehand. But festivals have been a joy. Yes.
That's where we met Ramirez Archam at Bufferfest. Yeah, we're gonna do that again. Have we ever done
Absolutely.
Fringe? No, but we talked about, I went to Fringe 2 years ago, and while I was there, I wrote a Chris and Jack live show in my head, and I called Chris, and I'm like, dude, I got it.
Yep.
We got a Fringe show. Lisa was pregnant, and it was all about, I'll tell you now, Chris, I never told you. It was about a scientist. It was about, I was gonna be the voice of a like programming download for a spawned robot. So you were a blank vessel robot, and I was I was a voice element that was teaching you all about life, and it would slowly be clear that I'm like the scientist who's created you, and it was just it was all my thoughts about pending fatherhood, and it would be, me being the father of you as this like blank vessel robot thing. I don't know, man. It's not too late. We could take that to Fringe.
I think that's evergreen, man.
Some good stuff in there.
That's evergreen. Also, but seriously, doing a live show is not off the is not something we're unfamiliar with. Like that, both Jack and I, you know, we came up in doing theater in school and have been in plays and done live performance. And like, it is a true joy, the idea of us doing a live show. I think there'd be a lot of like surprising, fun stuff to do in there.
I'll tell you one avenue for that, Chris, and I'm telling Chris for the first time. But SF Sketchfest, which I've long admired from afar, is run. I didn't know this is run by Janet Varney, the voice of Korra. Chris, this is all Avatar stuff. Chris has never seen any of it. And I just
for a reason
remotely met her for the first time, and she's the coolest. And there was a lot of chat of like if we ever wanted to do SF Sketchfest. So maybe that's where we debut some live stuff, and then
I think it's time. I like the idea of us doing Wormhole Monocle live. I like the idea of juggling live. I like the idea of getting some.
What's My Line has some live potential. I think.
What's My Line would be great. Yeah.
Wait, Chris has never seen Avatar. Yeah. Chris has never. Seen it. Yeah.
I hate telling this story.
Chris, you tell this story while I go to the bathroom, and then I'm good. And
then we'll read this.
I added a couple minor tweaks, but to the ending, we're great. I think we got a sketch.
Yeah,
so
I think we got a sketch.
You go ahead. I'm gonna mute my mic as I run away.
Great. I feel okay. So yes, I'll say
I'm in my garage and my bathroom's far away, so I'm gonna run, but we'll see.
Okay. I feel like a bad friend in many ways. Okay, so that's let's put that out there, and I maybe am. Okay, this is obviously a formative thing that my best friend has done and has contributed to society and brings so many people joy. And I want to acknowledge that. My thinking behind why I have not seen Avatar is I missed the initial window. So I was around when Jack had auditioned, when he'd gotten it, and then the show started to come out, and I always told myself I wasn't an anime guy, and I was like, okay, I'll catch it eventually. But it's a strange thing when your friends do things. Sometimes it's like they can talk about it in a hand wavy way of like, oh, when you get around to it. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll when I can do the deep dive into it. And then obviously started to hear how fantastic it was. And I was like, I should watch this show. And then it became a thing that weirdly for a while, then I didn't watch it because I was like, by watching it, is it suddenly going to change my relationship to Jack because I'm just going to be a fan? Is that going to make things weird that I'm just a fan of his? And then after that, I was like, I need to watch it now. Okay. I got to the point where I need to watch it. And then there was a point where then we talked about me watching it as its own potential thing. Like me watching it could be its own like podcast or something, which maybe is an episode on the podcast. But the idea that then maybe in an episode we would do like predictions of what I think happens in Avatar. And then like, I'll do predictions of what I think happens in an episode. Then we actually go watch it and then see how close I got. So that was another reason we were kind of holding off on me watching it. But I feel like that might be a very great episode of the Chris and Jack podcast pilots, the podcast. But obviously you can see it's been an ordeal. Yes. But I feel very ready and excited to finally catch up with what all the fuss is about. But then there's also that fun part of me in my brain that's also loves the irony. And there's something silly about being the guy that's closest to Sokka and not really knowing what freaking cactus juice is. You know?
You've just been around as I've recorded cameos so that you know like 6 quotes.
Yeah. I did spoil that potential podcast that we were talking about at one point.
We were very close to it, and then it was, pandemic. And,
yeah. All right, I'm gonna get one more beer, and then we're gonna read this thing. Okay.
Okay. That's the last pause. Chris is getting a beer. We're on Jack Cam. I'm gonna flash. Look, we got a script. How long is it? It's like, I don't know. It's like 4 pages. I don't know. Don't read it yet. Spoilers. Here's the brainstorm. Here's like 6 pages. Don't read it yet. Unless you wanted to read it and you're the fastest reader in the world. Would you agree with the widely held belief that you guys produce the highest quality comedy sketches on the website? Oh, I actually don't know. There's some other people that I really enjoy that make fantastic stuff. So I don't know that I would say that.
Wait, how
but
long is the,
I'm proud of it.
Wait, how long is the sketch? Do we have a
6
sketch?
pages.
Would you look at that?
What a twist!
What a twist! He was here the whole time.
He was here. I was here the whole time.
He was here.
Now I need to pop an ear out. This is weird.
I brought headphones too. I could maybe.
No, this is fine.
Yeah, okay.
What do you need to hear? What would
true.
you need to
I
hear at
don't
this
know.
point? Chris was above me in my house.
So all of that setup for us to be separate and the delay.
It was really
all
annoying to set it all
real.
up, but it was like for us we were like, well, we don't. It would be fun to do it in person, but we actually want to be on 2 different laptops so we could type the sketch.
Yeah.
So then we were like, we'll make it a fun twist. We can kiss now. Mwah. Why did we do that? It's a pandemic still.
Yeah. No, we're fine.
We're fine.
We're fine.
This is actually legitimately today. Chris showed up like a half an hour before we did this, and it's the first time we've seen each other in person. We're both fully vaccinated and have also both been being very conservative and safe since then. But there we go. No wonder Chris's internet didn't cut out. I'm on a gig. I got a gig of internet in this thing.
Into a gig.
This is my studio. I've got to be able to like real time upload high quality sound. So I got a freaking plugged in gig of internet here, and Chris is on the Wi-Fi of the gig, so it can afford it.
And also other things that probably sound cool if I said it like this.
Yeah, dude. How much? Oh, we're still on. Do we want the
Should
Chris
I-
cam?
Should I?
Oh, I realized I don't have any way to watch. Like if we want people to look at the script, they're gonna see this like blank thing of you. But
Should I cut? I can end the Zoom call upstairs.
no, that's not the issue. The issue is I didn't make a screen that's just my cam and also the browser.
Got it.
That's fine.
Do people want? Do we want? I would be
People were
curious.
surprised. It feels like people were surprised.
I think
that
people
was
were
a fun
surprised.
twist.
Yes.
By the way, I think we mentioned it before, but we're gonna do an after party. So we're about to read the sketch.
Yep.
And then we'll do an after party that will be Patreon exclusive. So we're gonna do one more stream. We'll probably hang for like at least another hour in person. I've got my little cooler of beers.
And I got my stomach that'll be full of them.
And then we're gonna hang out and we're gonna have a little night.
We're gonna have
It's
a little
very
night.
fun.
The
We have a guest bedroom. Chris is gonna crash. I'm so excited. This is like a whole new world. It's been legitimately, we've seen each other in person, at distance, outside, 2 times, 3 times.
yeah. It's been in a year.
this
and
is
like
a-
in a year. It's
this
crazy.
is very, very exciting.
The So we're gonna read this. Let's read this, Jack. Are we gonna read it with it up, or do we want people just to kind of hear it, not see it?
Can we do votes? How do we do votes?
How do we do votes? Part of me feels like not seeing it.
Let me try and do a little reframe so that people have the option of reading it, and also,
Jackbox.
yeah.
Nice. People are saying stuff here with the votes.
Hold on. I'm fucking this all up for everything.
That's good.
People are voting. I'm going to have to scroll back for the people who are voting. Just hit that.
Nice.
Got that there.
Great.
So it could look like that. That's
Right.
pretty good.
That's if people want. okay.
Hear it only, just face. Democratic process, show the script, just face. No, spoilers.
spoilers.
All right. I'm seeing
face.
this might be just the random part of the chat that we scrolled to, but we're going to say no script.
But what we will do.
Can we make the script available somewhere after? This is gonna be a Patreon thing, probably, right?
Yeah, we'll make the script available afterwards. We'll upload it to Patreon if people want to see the actual script. It's not going to be a pretty script. It's a
we can scroll through it at the end. Okay.
yeah,
So we're going here.
great. This is our camera on your laptop. Right?
Can I vote for more Francis stories? Yeah, we don't have to read the script. It's fine.
Yeah.
No script. Share
No
the
script,
Google.
gang.
Yeah, we'll go no script, and then we'll
do a scrub.
we'll share a locked version of the Google Doc. Maybe is that the way to do it?
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Could also take. We'll share it. Yeah. We'll announce how we're gonna share it, but it will exist that you can get it.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right, let's read it. This is a sketch called "Cool If I Crash." We didn't
name it. I just
title
thought it was
came at
gonna
the
be all-
beginning.
Yeah, exactly. This is the untitled Chris and Jack
Cool
epic.
if I crash.
I was working on a seance pun too. I was trying to think if like there was like a say once we hang out, and it was like too much.
I think that's good.
Say once we hang out, seance we hang out.
You don't have to improvise that into the sketch, but I can't read anyway, so the script doesn't matter. Perfect.
Great.
Seance you soon. Nice.
Seance you soon.
Share an unlocked version and have us edit it. Perfect.
That's cool.
Okay, ready?
Seance you soon is right.
Should
Seance
I
you soon is correct.
see if we were at Chris's computer right now? I could pull up. We could do some epidemic sound and get like
Right.
some good spooky music.
I feel like people can underscore it on their own. You can pull up a Spotify.
Everybody make some spooky music in your head.
Can I read the?
Have it be like, you can totally read the stage directions. Have it be like, maybe it's a children's chorus, just briefly.
Yeah.
Make some spooky music.
Okay.
Get ready.
Now, without further ado, it's Seance you soon.
Seance you soon. Perfect.
Okay. And then, and we're just gonna go for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. A match is struck. The small flame is guided to the wick of an old candle. As the candle lights, the focused eyes of Jack flicker into view. He lights another candle, then another, illuminating the small room. Jack sits at an old wooden table, the curtains drawn. No light but for the candles. At the center is an old book and a small friendship bracelet. Jack grabs the bracelet and flips through the pages of the old book. He lands on a passage.
Oh, spirit world, light beyond our own, see me, hear me, join me. I have come to seek your counsel and hold in my hand a relic. Please, send my friend, Chris. Send him from the afterlife. Boom, wham, a beam. Send him to me now.
Nice.
Thank you.
A gust of wind. The candles flicker. The pages in the book flap. Then, a sudden flash Jack sees. From the darkness, a misty visage slowly coming into view. But ho! It's the ghost of Chris. Who seeks my counsel in this mortal play? Jack.
Oh my God, it worked!
What the hell do you want?
No, nothing, man. Nothing. I'm just saying hey. Just saying hey.
Scroll.
So how you been?
Fine.
Love hearing that. So what's it like up there? Or down there?
Actually, it's actually over there.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Very sick.
Yeah.
Cool, I know what that means.
Yeah.
But you've been good?
Yeah, I'm fine. I've been shooping here and there. Did a haunt in Denmark, one in Perth. Hung out at a castle in Denmark with a bunch of friends. What's on your mind, man?
Just checking in. But actually, now that you mention it, I do have some news.
Okay.
Talked to a couple of doctors, tried some treatment, and I thought you'd be excited about this, so I wanted to call. Turns out, it's terminal!
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bro. Reunion.
How long did they give you?
Couple weeks, then I'll be popping over to where you are. Over, right?
Yeah.
So we should definitely grab a drink, catch up. You know, I'm sure I'll be busy trying to figure out a place to stay or whatnot. But unless actually,
Right. Well, just let me know when you're around, and I'll see how my time is looking.
great. We can get some in the books now if you want. I'm free. Nothing planned.
Right, yeah, but it kind of works differently over here, for me to make time to hang out. I literally have to, make time, like fashion it out of nothingness. Kind of takes a bit of energy to, the kind of make the whole thing. So yeah, I should probably.
Yeah, that's so cool. Honestly, though, I'm easy. So you think maybe it would be cool for me to crash on your couch or like your cloud bed or I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure of the like mechanics over there.
I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? Your signal's a bit choppy. I don't know. Did you zoom in? Did you use Zoom?
No. What? No. You're clear for me. Maybe like a little bit delayed, but.
Right, yeah, no, I'm not. Fun. Yeah, fun, man. All right, yeah, I really should be shooping off. Gotta take care of a couple things. Hey, eat plenty of cake and drink tons of coffee, okay? Enjoy all that down there while you can.
Chris, are you avoiding me right now?
What? No.
Dude, I can totally see you're lying. You're being very transparent.
Well, yeah, that's what I do.
Just come on, man. Just let me crash on your couch.
No, okay, no. I'm not. Look, I'm sorry, but no.
Why not?
Honestly, you're coming at me with a lot right now, okay? I was trying to play it nice, but dude, you literally murdered me. And now you're asking to live with me? Sorry, be dead with me?
Okay, that's not. Murder is not exactly how I would characterize it.
Okay,
but
well, you pushed me off a bridge.
I tripped and bumped into you while we were standing on a bridge by accident.
You were directly responsible for my death.
Not in a court of law, I wasn't.
Accident or not, you were very guilty in my eyes.
Well, whatever, man. It was an accident. It's done now. I don't see that. Why that means we can't hang out when I die.
Oh, so you can accidentally push me off another bridge.
You're already dead.
You can double die up here. That made me laugh. Sorry. You can double die up here. You don't know how any of this works.
Well, that's why I need my best friend to teach me.
I think you maybe view this relationship slightly different than I do.
Okay. Wow, got it. Got it. All right, wow.
Okay.
Cool. Well, I can hit somebody else up then. We don't need to hang. I have a grandfather who died at Pearl Harbor. He fell in during a tour and he drowned. So, I'll just say it's him. Okay? No worries. If we're not best friends, then it's cool.
Jack, I'm not trying to obviously, we were very close for a time, and I've been doing a lot of personal work to forgive you for the bridge thing.
I appreciate that.
Yes,
I appreciate
okay.
that.
So I don't want you to think I don't want to see you. It's just I do actually have a lot going on right now, and my spirit couch is really messy. But look, we should get something in the books. Okay?
Totally. And who knows? Maybe I don't even die yet.
Yeah, man. Who knows?
Who knows, right? Okay. Well, feel free to come by my July 6th park party if you want.
Oh yeah, I'll try. Oh, you think you'll live that long?
Oh, for sure. It's always been my favorite holiday, and it's all I'm truly living for at this point. Like, all of my insides are on fire, and I probably should have been gone a few days ago, but that holiday, in all its glory, is the singular thing that's keeping my spirit bound to its mortal coil.
Right.
I just got to see Dr. Grant lead those kids through the park and eat dino nuggets one last time.
Right.
But July 7th, yeah, nothing beyond that.
That totally makes sense to me. Okay, I'll try to make it. And hey, I'll see if I can convince God to get me on the roster to help welcome you up here. The first day in the afterlife is pretty dope, actually.
Amazing. Well, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm glad that we could...
Smash! The wall suddenly explodes. Sorry, was that too loud?
No, you're good.
Okay, can you scroll just
I'm
a little
watching
bit?
the... Oh.
Yeah. Right.
Smash!
The wall suddenly explodes. A red Ferrari crashes into the side of the room. Jack falls back from the table in utter shock. He gets up, eyeing the car in confusion. The door opens and outsteps Yuda? She marches toward the table, pulls off her sunglasses, then holds out a mysterious canister. No! Shoop! Chris's screaming soul is slurped into the canister. Pop! It's closed.
What just happened?
I have been chasing this soul for eternity. The devil disguised as people's best friend.
That wasn't Chris?
No. Chris is haunting someone out on the moon.
Then who are you?
A dramatic beat. Yuda pulls off a mask, revealing Liam Neeson.
Holy crap! What a giant twist.
Yep. The only thing bigger is yo mama.
End of sketch.
We're
We're back in person.
We're back. We did it. We did
We're
it.
back.
We're back. Better than ever.
There it is.
There you go, y'all.
Twist machine at the end there.
Really.
And
really,
we were told to end on a Yo Mama joke, so
yeah,
we did it. We found
it. A lot
it.
of flips of the pancake there. A lot of pancakes flipping. That was a good addition to the only thing the
Yeah, just
giant
make it a
twist,
better
bitter,
Yo
bigger,
Mama joke.
Yeah.
There it was.
There was, y'all.
There
that
it was.
I hope that was as fun for y'all as it was for me.
I'm gonna say I actually think there's a sketch there. I think like obviously, some of the bits in there were pandering.
Totally. Well, a little bit.
There was
a little
some pandering.
Specific, yeah.
But I do actually legitimately feel like that's there's a premise. There's a sketch.
There's something.
There's some
very
good
much to mine
jokes in there.
Yeah.
You made me laugh a couple of dang times reading that.
Yeah.
Here it is. It's a stream of twists.
Yeah. We pulled out all the stops. I don't know how many more pancake flips we can pull off on future streams, but we'll try.
I want to say also, by the way, we were pretty tight to script there.
Yeah. Didn't really riff. There was times. It felt good. It felt like
It felt good. We wrote it and it's nice. We're
Yeah.
back in the rhythm.
Yeah.
Would totally watch this again. Definitely sketch worthy. I mean, it is fun to feel like, oh, we wrote it on a live stream. People were here. People helped us write it, and then we actually shoot it. This does feel
That'd be cool.
potentially shootable. I think it's pretty fun. Did I miss it? Sincere to it. You missed it.
You did.
You missed
You
it.
did. But
Yeah.
just scroll back another.
The bridge
2
could have a
hours.
suicide joke in there somewhere. You know, I thought about it, and I was like, we're skating a lot of fine
line.
death lines here,
Yeah.
and I kind of went away from it. One giant Yo Mama joke, as requested by chat.
Yes.
Chat requested a giant Yo Mama joke, and we got there. This is like the Kickstarter video all over again. Yeah, twist on twist on twist on twist on twist.
Agreed.
I hope to see the Liam Neeson cameo. Yeah, when we shoot this, obviously, I think we can get him.
We'll tweet at him.
I think we can
We'll
get
tweet
him.
at him.
How
How often do you guys stream? We stream every month through Patreon for sure, but I feel like this
The current
is a thing that's
thinking
what
is that we're going to try to do some YouTube live streams once a month as well. We're going to do an after party right now through Patreon. That will continue every month for sure. Also through Patreon, if you didn't know, we've started a monthly podcast. We do monthly, we release director's commentaries of sketches, but they're actually like 45 minutes long, and they're just us like kind of talking about the making of a specific
We
sketch.
just released the Trolls These Days one
I mean,
yesterday or
wow.
today, and that one is, I think, one of the funniest. That was one of the most fun I've had on a director's commentary. It's very weird. We'll also upload some scripts like this one, but to our past sketches too. You can get our scripts and whatnot, and all of this again. All of our Patreon funds the future sketches for the main channel.
Yeah,
We're
straight
very
up.
excited to be shooting very soon.
We're
so.
plugging Patreon not as like a, hey, please pay our bills, but as a, if you like our sketch material, that's the way we're funding it right now. We did a Kickstarter for our last round of sketches, and spent it on our last round of sketches, and the current way that we're funding it is through Patreon. So there's a lot of stuff. Check it out. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes. This was a true blast.
We had a great time. We're going to switch over to Patreon. We'll try and keep an eye on the Patreon stuff. If anybody, if you subscribe to Patreon right now, we'll try and make sure we send you a link immediately.
There's a post.
There's a post,
in
so you would
Patreon
immediately
of
know.
this link. So just go to that.
So if you
It should be
wanna
in the-
if you wanna do that,
Yeah.
Okay. But how often does Jack talk about Avatar? Honestly, on the other live streams, not very often. But we did a Q&A because I was trying to let Chris vibe on some writing. So
I appreciate it. And hopefully it paid off.
we love you all. This was very, very fun. We had a great time, and I actually straight up think this sketch is now a contender for our next block.
Agreed.
So thank you very much. I'm gonna stop the stream.
We love y'all. Thanks for hanging. That was fun.
That was very fun.